Пошли. Все вместе. Какие ваши доказательства?
They want you to comply.
Cancel culture is about canceling.
Кокаином.
Up yours. Woke moralists. Up yours.
This is systematic bullying that's happening.
Woke moralists. Up yours.
And they believe that they can then
Woke
shut us
moralists.
up.
Up around and find out.
Up yours. Woke moralists.
They seem animalistic is what I mean.
No, they're worse than animals.
The woke mob, they ruin everything.
They stop Ben Shapiro from going to events and speaking. They stop Ann Coulter from doing it.
I will never surrender even a single inch of ground to a pitchfork mob.
You never cave to the mob.
We will never bow to the mob. Ever. No matter what.
Do you see the final expression of cancel culture in terrorist groups like
Up yours.
We'll see who cancels who.
Hello,
Hey.
everyone.
Hey.
Rebecca has quit Leftist Mafia. Let's get that out of the way. She'll be here shortly.
We've all been replaced by AI.
These jokes.
Yeah, the meme is so dead, but
the meme has killed itself.
Yeah, I'm in support of still beating it further into the ground, but it is dead. I have to acknowledge it.
So what's up, guys? How you doing?
Not too bad.
See the open AI videos? That shit
Oh
is
my!
wild. Like
Open
hilarious.
AI video has basically killed filmmaking, is what it appears.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say that quite yet, but
No, but like
I mean,
was telling
this
people,
is
like,
just
in
this
5
is the
months it was
first
like
day.
this.
Yeah,
haven't
like this is
seen
the
it.
first day. So
Yeah, it's
imagine.
impressive.
I'll see if I can pull it up.
I mean,
It's-
the question is exactly what system did they use to make those videos? It doesn't seem like
It's called
we
Sora.
quite know a lot yet. Will anybody be able to do that? Probably not. At least for now. Who knows? I guess we'll find out more.
Is it going to allow me to replace myself with an AI version so I don't have to host the Humanist Report anymore? Because
That's the dream.
And it could probably make a character that looks like you, but it probably will have very bad content.
These are all AI.
I guess
all AI
I guess
generated.
it will.
Look at this.
Yeah,
Completely AI generated.
I said that it was going to look photorealistic in like 5 months, and it happened. In like 5 years, and it happened in a couple months. Like it's progressing.
If you look
so
closely,
fast.
you'll see some
Yeah, I mean,
errors and mistakes.
It seems a little off, but I feel like if this was slipped into like a TV show for like a brief 3 seconds, I wouldn't notice the difference. Like I wouldn't notice. Like this bird, especially, like what you wouldn't, I would never know that this is not.
And it
real.
would
There's
take
a lot,
so long
lot of
to do this
digital
in Blender.
artifacting though.
right.
Sure. Again, this is the first day, so I imagine.
Yeah.
Wow.
Again, and I thought 5 years because I remember the original AI videos. Did you see the Will Smith spaghetti thing? Like that was just nightmare fuel. Like it was just so weird. I was like, okay, well maybe in 5 years it'll start to look photorealistic. And then a couple fucking months later, we're getting this shit.
Probably about a year, almost a year later, I would say. Don't give them that much credit.
Wow.
I'm
It's
glad we
kind
have
of
Tinder
cool.
skepticism.
But it's cool, but
Yeah.
it does feel dystopian just from the standpoint of like it's going to replace the jobs of actors and shit. I don't know. It just feels really.
No, I think it'll be very helpful. Again, like I look at this stuff like you have to look at like what mirrorless or DSLR cameras did for indie filmmaking, what camera phones did for indie filmmaking. Like it didn't end filmmaking. It just put the ability to make high quality content in more people's hands, and people who still
like an
were
indie filmmaker could make like a Pixar style movie now without any cost, like out of pocket cost, where it would cost millions of dollars.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think filmmakers will obviously still exist. People, the tech community who thinks they're going to replace filmmakers have zero imagination and have no creative skills whatsoever. So I mean, we've seen the stuff they try to put out, the books they write with AI and how crappy they are. So this technology, if it continues to progress in this way, I think it'll put another tool in filmmakers' hands to be able to create high quality independent films.
You're talking about the good benefits for the indie filmmakers, though, but I still see this also cutting tons of fucking jobs, because now instead of having to hire a whole bunch of Blender artists, you can basically hire a smaller amount who know how to utilize this properly. And then it's kind of like the same thing with automation in so many different industries, right? You'd think it'd make our lives easier, but it also just cuts thousands of jobs in the process.
I mean, you're still going to need them for high quality, like Hollywood filmmaking, to be able to create. Like you can't be having things cut in and out in a Hollywood movie, like the AI dropping a frame of what the person looks like and fucking up their face. Like you can't. There's still going to be filmmakers and CGI artists. But yes, probably maybe like shortly down the road, a movie that used to require like 100 CGI artists or something, I don't know how many, would require maybe 50 or even less, 40, 25, but they're still going to be needed.
As long as they can get the hands right, then I think they're going to be in good shape. Hands are always really fucked up. And I saw this post on Reddit of this ring that looks like an extra finger that you can put on, so that way it's not a crime.
I've seen that. So you can just say that it's an AI photo.
That's not me. That's AI. Look at the extra finger there.
I love that.
But it seems like they're on the path to like fix that pretty quickly. So don't buy the finger, folks.
I did already see though.
But I'll be honest, that's really the only industry I see this affecting right now: special effects and CGI artists. I don't think this is going to affect actors whatsoever. I'm sorry. The output, it might look human, but I've yet to see even close to any sort of acting ability, emotional capabilities. You're not going to be able to get a performance out of this stuff. You could maybe get like for a still image of something, or like a guy landing on the moon, but then once you have the guy talking and like showing emotion to the camera, you're going to need a real actor for that.
But what if you just trained like the deep learning on tons and tons of footage of some of the best actors of all time?
I've yet to see them be able to do that. Like even CGI movies, like you see like 3D animated movies. Like it just isn't there even. Like it's just not.
It isn't there now. Yeah, I feel like you're being way too optimistic. I'm glad you're being optimistic, but I feel like
it's grounding me.
You're looking at how things are right now, but considering this is like day one, I think things are.
Considering how fast it happened from that Will Smith spaghetti thing, like that's the part that blows our mind. I'm like, oh my god, that's such a fucking advancement, so quick.
I don't think you'll be able to get the performance out of it, but we'll see. We'll see.
I hope you're right.
I mean, think about like when Pixar like makes a film, like so many of their most beloved movies are non-human characters because it's hard to portray emotion in something that isn't human.
Yeah, they make me cry. But the one thing I did want to say about this, have you seen already though that this, I don't know if it's specifically this kind of technology, but it's also used for deep fakes, and those are obviously getting more sophisticated and they're starting to get really creepy. Like someone successfully made it look as if a cell phone was recording a television of a news broadcast that never happened, but it looked good enough because of the blurriness and the shakiness of it. I think it was like messing with like Russian propaganda or something like that.
Yeah, I saw that.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's another really scary possibility here, is that we're going to enter the age where like everything can be faked, you know?
Right. This is there for that. There's no doubt about that. Like this is a completely different discussion. I mean, people have been falling for shit such as just like the replacement of lips so you could have someone speak another language. This is gonna really fuck with people on the internet. You could be able to create completely false scenarios with this stuff.
Well, and aside from like fake news being disseminated, how many governments will use this to kind of manipulate the public? I'm very skeptical. I wouldn't be surprised if the U.S. intelligence, use this to like, I don't know, gin up support for a type of foreign intervention. I mean, they've lied to us before when it comes to WMDs in Iraq. So like, if they had the ability to produce like a video of like Saddam with a nuke standing there, like, giving the thumbs up, I feel like they would do that, right? So that's one thing.
Except his thumbs are all like this.
He got 2 thumbs up, yeah.
That feels more like an IDF thing. I could see it. I could see
Oh
the
yeah,
Israeli government doing
absolutely.
being the first ones to jump on something like that.
Or just once there's all this, concern and skepticism out there, having us doubt real footage, like, oh, this footage from Gaza, maybe that's AI. It's not there yet, but in the future, it just, there's so many implications about it, and it's going to transform society in a really fundamental way. And I feel like we're just not ready for it, because how do you grapple with it? It's already so convincing. In 5 more years, it's going to be that much more convincing. It's a little worrying. I mean, there's a lot of benefits for sure, and it could be used for a lot of good. But in a late stage capitalist society, I mean, we all know it's not going to be used for good. It's going to be used for nefarious purposes, most likely.
Do you remember being a kid and thinking and being frustrated with how your parents used computers, and then sitting there being like, oh, I'm never going to be like that. I'm going to adopt any new technology. Like, my dad can't open up a folder, doesn't know what a desktop is. But when I get older, I'm adopting all. And now when I see this, I feel old, because I'm like, I'm kind of afraid at how fast this happened, at how quick we went from really creepy. I keep seeing the spaghetti video, but like we went from that to this so fast. I
have
don't know
legitimate
what it's
concerns
gonna look like in
though.
5.
Like, their concerns were just like, I don't understand this. Our concerns are, no, jobs are going to be lost. Industries are going to continue cutting positions to replace them with AI. Like, we have real concerns. So I would say it's a little.
I'll be honest, I'm really not concerned to that point yet. I mean, again, I think misinformation on the internet wise, sure, that's something to definitely, because that's happening now. But I think we're giving this technology too much credit. We don't know exactly what OpenAI did to get this final output, how long it took them to get each final output, what needed to be done, how much computing power.
Oh, they specified that. They tell you exactly what the prompts are for each one of those videos to achieve the video you see before you, and how long.
Right, but are they saying they on one try they got exactly that in that prompt?
That's what they're claiming. They're claiming this is the exact prompt that achieved this exact video.
Yeah, I think. Well, I think by giving these companies and this technology too much credit, though, I think we are feeding into them. Like, the idea that OpenAI is able to raise so much money based on, like, oh, we're the company that's going to take over all this stuff, and we are fueling that by saying this company is that good, that serious, that big, they have the power. I think everyone is aiding in this sort of stuff.
This one didn't impress me as much as the others.
I still think this is impressive.
It is from,
you can tell from a technical standpoint. Yeah.
There's a lot of problems with how the people are interacting with the surroundings,
and like the size of the road compared to the people looks weird.
Right. Situation. It is kind of cool, like Tokyo merged with Portland. I like that. It would make Portland better.
But again, from a rendering standpoint, from someone who's like, I've worked in the film industry and I've worked on special effects teams before, like to try and guide a team of people in Blender to make this would be incredibly expensive compared to they are now capable of just typing in a paragraph and get that out in a matter of minutes,
Again, they're saying that. I would be skeptical. I'm skeptical. I don't think that a simple prompt, a text prompt, resulted in that off the bat. No.
Oh no, AI got him. He's been replaced.
See, we could actually replace him with AI. This would never happen.
Yeah.
Wait, what happened? I got cut again.
You just froze.
You froze mid-sentence.
I don't know why. Oh well.
We're thinking of replacing you with AI and seeing if anyone notices.
Feel free, please. It'll probably make my life easier as long as you keep the YouTube channel going, and I can still accept.
Oh no, we're not doing that. No, we'll make a fake Mapbender YouTube account, and then we'll share. We'll share your super chats.
We'll split your super chats.
What I was saying was, I think we just don't know. I think they need to put out the product for people to actually try to use before we believe wholesale exactly what they're saying. I believe they created that with their AI technology. I don't know if that was just based on a single prompt, though, with no having to go over and over again to fix the warping of characters. We see that constantly in AI imagery where they can't keep the same character frame by frame. There's some sort of warping with the hair or the skin tone or the facial structure. We'll have to see.
But are you not even impressed with the new versions of like DALL-E 4 and stuff like that, where like the quality of everything has just gone infinitely
greater. It looks like I could tell an AI image. You could just tell. It has that weird like glossy feel to it.
Yeah. I am glad that you're optimistic because you're the tech guy and you know more than us. So yeah,
I mean, I don't know for this. I don't know more than you guys.
Yeah, it's all speculation, but I'm glad that you're optimistic because I feel like cynical about everything. So it's nice to kind of, as Lance said, like be a little bit grounded, about this.
Yeah, I think I think we can't. I mean, look at Apple Vision Pro right now. All the hype around it, and now if you look online, the one of the big like things right now is all these people who played with it now are returning it.
Because they have all these issues and problems.
But also because there's no real use case for it. There's no use case.
Yeah,
for
that
it.
As well.
I think there's a difference between impressive technology and then technology that people actually use in their regular lives to enhance what they do. And I think the reason why AI generally isn't anything like crypto is because there are use cases for AI to enhance what people already do. Like developers, coders, and computer engineers, they use it to help basically do work that's monotonous that they have to do just to get a project started or certain parts of a project going that would take them maybe 2-3 hours previously that they can now do in like 30 minutes, and then just fix the output to make it, perfect, to make the AI output perfect. That's a help that helps people along with what they already have to do and what they already have the talent and know-how to do, but then they just get to speed it up. It's a productivity tool. I don't think there's any use case I've seen for Apple Vision Pro right now other than, oh, this is cool.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Did you see tech, that but yeah, Zuckerberg was throwing shade at it today?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I honestly I mean, he obviously is going to sell his own product, but he's kind of right though. I mean, it's just a better value proposition if you want the Meta Quest. And it does not everything.
But is it good? Does it look good? Because everyone who's used the Apple Pro has been like, it's just a game changer in terms of no technology looks this good yet. Is the Meta anywhere?
I don't think it's going to be that good, want, right?
Yeah, like, it's not going to be as good as Apple Vision.
Like there's no games.
Meta is to Apple Vision Pro. What like you remember those like handheld LCD like Tiger Electronics?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
games?
It's that big a difference between the two?
I've used Meta. It's cool. I haven't used Apple Vision Pro yet.
But have you used like an Oculus or an HRT or the PSVR? Is it? Like
no, I haven't used the PlayStation one yet. But I mean, from what I've seen,
what's the HRT?
HTC.
HTC, sorry.
Oh,
yeah.
See, HRT is when you actually change your entire
groom Matt into being trans.
You completely actually just transition. Too. You don't do it with the glasses on.
yeah, exactly. No, I thought that the Oculus is fun. I feel like the games to me, like that's the main reason why I wanted it. It just feels like more like glorified tech demos. Like there's not enough substantive gaming experiences to really warrant the purchase, but it's still cool tech. I still prefer regular gaming because I'm a lazy bitch. And like, if I have to grab my pack to reload my gun and I drop something, I have to actually bend over to pick it up. Like, I feel like, gaming to me is about relaxing. So it's a preference though, right? Like there are some games like Beat Saber that's really fun, but in terms of like the technology, it can't compare to Apple Vision Pro. As far as I understand, I haven't tried Apple Vision. But
with the Meta's VR headset though, they know what it's going to be used for, and that's who they're like. They had their little fun with the metaverse, but I think with the Apple Vision Pro coming out, they realized that they have this opening to make it a immersive world / gaming platform, and that's really the use case for VR right now. Apple is fighting that. They don't want to be seen as a gaming console. They want to be seen
make them
as
irrelevant.
A workspace tool.
I don't know why they can't just be both.
Right, and I think
like just like the big difference with the Apple thing, from what I'm seeing and what I understand, is the augmented reality experience is much better. But the Meta Quest 3, from what I understand, also has a great augmented reality where you could you see through, like you see around you in the real world what's happening, and you could have like a screen in front of you just like in the Apple Vision. I'm sure the Apple Vision is a little more advanced than that. But the fact that you can have that in the Meta Quest 3 and you can also game, I don't know why why is Apple so afraid of having like real VR gaming? Like,
it doesn't make sense.
Bizarre. It's a bizarre omission to me.
Right.
I think they don't want to be pegged as just another VR gaming headset. They really.
But they're not if they have the other stuff, which they do. So it's not like.
Yeah. You know how they are. They're very
I feel like
about how their products are marketed and how they're viewed.
They're going to change at some point. I'm sure they will. They're going to have to.
Yeah, the productivity aspect is just supplemental. Like if you're buying a VR headset, especially a very like powerful, expensive one, you want games, right? Like people spend thousands of dollars on gaming PCs, but you're not going to spend thousands of dollars to put this heavy shit on your face to give yourself like a bigger fucking screen. That's so stupid.
The thing is, clearly, some people are, I guess. Like, people are.
Yeah. I'd be curious to know a sales number because I could be completely wrong. It could be like a hot seller, but I feel like it's just not going to be mass adopted at this point with how expensive it is. Like 3,500.
Well, they
that's
sold
a
200,000. They sold 200,000 pre-sales for it even before the damn thing came out.
Okay, that's not bad.
I imagine right now. I imagine it's. I mean, it just launched. So I'm sure it's doing great. At launch, it's the real tell will be: does this have legs? Will this continue selling throughout the year and throughout next year, or is it going to have a fall off because the early adopters already grabbed it?
Yeah.
Someone reported that the device led to a bursted blood vessel in his eye before returning it.
Yeah, that's. I don't. Hey, Rebecca.
I doubt that's widespread. Otherwise, we hear more of that. Hey.
We're talking about VR and whether or not Apple Vision Pro is going to be successful, and somebody just got a burst blood vessel, you said, in their eyes. I don't like. I'm not worried about that personally. I don't really get motion sickness in VR and stuff like that, but it does affect a lot of people. Like my mother-in-law really has a hard time playing like the Oculus, just even something where you're kind of like, there's a game called Moss, and it's a puzzle game where you're kind of like looking down and you're trying to control this little mouse to do puzzles. And from my understanding, even that is a little bit too much for her, just because, you know, the latency, it's you're never going to get to 1-to-1, right? So any little shift is going to throw you off a little bit. So yeah, I don't know. There's a lot. It's kind of like AI. It's developing technology, but yeah, we'll see. So I wanted to ask you guys, well, not ask you, but show you. There's been a video that has been living in my head rent-free ever since I saw it. And I keep thinking about it, and it's so bizarre. So I'll pull it in. Basically, it's of Wolf Blitzer. I don't know if you heard of this. But on... Give me 1 second here.
I've heard of Wolf Blitzer.
You've heard of Wolf Blitzer? Oh, and it came up behind
This when
me.
he was sick? It's on your back screen.
Yeah. Hang on. Let me pull it in here. Okay.
Wait, actually, could you just play it on the back screen and just move your head a little bit, and then we'll watch it on your TV?
Might be a little hard to see.
Yeah, it might be a little bit difficult. Okay. Watch. Let me see. It'll probably end up sharing my fucking...
You should be able to choose the window that you share.
Yeah.
Maybe
I really want to
drop the video.
Oh, never mind. I'm doing the wrong thing. I need to share a video file. That's why I went wrong. Okay. Okay, here we go. So, okay, this is a video of Wolf Blitzer where he is about to hurl, and I mean, listen, this is so shocking to me because I always thought he was a robot, but this proves that he is actually a human being. So I want to play this for you all.
Yeah, it does look like a majority of the justices, the conservative justices, arrived at the oral arguments today with their minds completely made up. Of course, they're using different hooks to hang their hats on. Some of them seem to think that the president is not covered by Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, which the rest of them, I think, agree is ridiculous. The others seem to be congregating around the argument that was offered by Trump's able lawyer, basically making the point that
he is a pro.
Well, Trump might
still
be
nodding and
disqualified
trying
from
to be engaged,
holding
but he's about
office,
to lose
but
it.
he's not disqualified from running for office. And if he were removed from the ballot in Colorado, as the Colorado Supreme Court found he should be, Congress might act in the meantime to exercise our 2/3 authority to remove the disability from Donald Trump. Now, that's
camera two.
radical because we know there's not a 2/3 majority.
So they just go straight to commercial. But like you know how bad it is because at the first like couple of seconds, like he actually like look at his mouth, like he's actually
dry heaves. Yeah,
it does look like a majority of the justice.
Yeah, like, go to the part right before they cut because that was really good.
Yeah. Like looks like a snake.
I feel from
this is the first time I felt bad for Wolf Blitzer.
Yeah,
I've been in that position, but not on live, regular terrestrial television. So you gotta believe.
Like,
hey,
look
we
at
can talk on this show all we want. I can hawk and die and throw up on this show, and it's no big deal. I can keep going after. But on live TV, you really can't.
No. Yeah, that's the real divide. Is you're not allowed to be a person on television, at least to be on like a CNN host.
For
you have to be this robot. That's why he thought he was a robot, because that's his job.
It's true, because he's monotone. We know Wolf Blitzer's since we were all young. He's been like the staple. His voice is a staple. All has his demeanor. No matter what the news is, when he cracks a smile, baby, you better catch that 0.5 seconds because that's all you're getting. But when you got a cough, y'all know what it is. When it goes down the wrong pipe. And it's just the struggle, and now you're embarrassed. Somebody's like, are you okay? And then you're like, now you're crying because you're like, I'm fine. But you're dying. You're dying.
Yeah. And to be clear, he did post on Twitter after that he's fine. Like he just has a bug. But it's just because I really did feel bad for him. But I feel like this is like the ultimate nightmare scenario, because my biggest fear is like sneezing on stream and then having like a giant fucking booger like come down my neck. But like this is like after seeing this is my new fear, because I mean, look, he's a professional, but he's still a human being. I did make an update just so we can empathize better with Wolf Blitzer that I wanted to share for you all. And I think that this one really makes you feel more for him. So if you really, you could tell that he's suffering, but this one's going to help you a little bit more. Let me remove the other one, make sure this is the correct one. Okay.
Yeah, it does look like a majority of the justices, the conservative justices, arrived at the oral arguments today with their minds completely made up. Of course, they're using different hooks to hang their hats on. Some of them seem to think that the president is not covered by Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, which the rest of them, I think, agree is ridiculous. The others seem to be congregating around the argument that was offered by Trump's able lawyer, basically making the point that Trump might be disqualified.
You made this?
Yeah.
This is good.
Hilarious. Oh, God. Looks even worse.
Oh, my poor baby.
Oh. Oh, no.
Not
now, that's obviously an extravagant hypothetical, because we know there's not a two-thirds majority in Congress to remove his insurrectionist disability. But nonetheless, it's a fair legal point.
This is making me sick.
The conservatives are congregating around it. If you do want to base this decision...
Oh, my God.
Who's making the sound effects? Were you making the sound effects, Mike?
Yeah, I added it just because I felt like...
You did really good at that.
That was solid. That was great.
I love it. But I have a story, and this is happening in real life, on Like It or Not. And Bubba, I love you so much. And we discussed this on our show, so I feel like, since it's already on the internet, I can talk about it. So we were doing our show, having a good time in the middle of having like a serious moment, talking. And oftentimes, like, we'll always say, like, to our producers, Dwayne, take us down, David, take us down. Like, if something needs to be done. Here, it's free. We can just turn off the camera, walk away for a second. So Bubba, who's our DJ on the show, he kept saying, take us down in the chat. Nobody was paying attention. So then he finally said on the mic, take me down. Like, I'm take me down real quick, Dwayne. I'm gonna step away for a second. Next thing you know, the mic was still on.
Oh no!
So we just hear, and we're like, oh man!
Oh no!
We were all laughing, but we didn't think anybody else caught that, so we just wrote in the chat. And in the comments section, they caught it. They like, Bubba, is Bubba all right? Is Bubba okay? Is he doing is everything all right? Finally, I think months down the line, Bubba was like, I have a confession. That day, what you guys thought happened. I was like, Oh
Wait,
man!
Oh my god!
Oh,
Did
and
he-
it was on.
did he
The
scrum
mic
it?
was
Like, what
on.
happened?
He had to run, and the mic was on.
Oh,
Our producer had to
no.
mute it.
Oh no!
Oh my god!
It was you know, listen, you never know when it's gonna hit you. Okay, you never know what's gonna happen. You just don't know. You don't prepare for those moments. You could be fine. Sometimes it's nerves, sometimes it's whatever, but you just never know. And but shout out to Bubba, and that was such a moment. I'm like, dang, it was on the internet, and everybody was in the comment section like, check on Bubba, like what did he eat? Is he all right? Yeah, it was caught on the mic. The hot mic was a thing. Remember, at some point too, they were catching people on the hot mics. A lot of situations happening there. But yeah,
I'm glad I have full control over my camera, over my mic. Like that, you know, being in a situation like Wolf Blitzer where you can't just tell the director while someone else is talking to you, like, take me off. I can't be on camera.
Yeah. You can't
like,
write
that
it
must
nowhere.
That's a horrible feeling.
Yeah, like secretly put it on a piece of paper and try to hold it up below like the the view. Yeah, it's
Yeah, I feel like with the Wolf Blitzer situation, it was so obvious minutes beforehand that like you need to take him off immediately. Like, cut to commercial, but they sat there and they let him suffer. As
I've been in those. It's obvious now because we're looking at him. The control room likely is looking at Jamie Raskin. They're not really paying attention to Wolf Blitzer. And then once Wolf is like making like doing that on camera, then it's like, all right, like then it becomes noticeable. Like, I've been in those control rooms. No one's really paying attention.
Okay.
There's a certain formula. Like, until you're like nearing a break, then there's like a certain procedure. But in the middle of a discussion, no one's really paying attention to what's going on.
Okay, that makes me understand it better. One question I have for you though, David, is do you think that Jamie Raskin was able to see Wolf? Because I feel like he would have stopped and asked if he was okay if he could see him, right?
Sometimes you have you normally have a monitor, but it's usually like below the camera. It's not going to be right in. I'm not sure what CNN's tech is or what they have on the spot there.
Okay,
but yeah, he probably didn't see him. He's probably just
were they in the? They weren't in. I don't think they were in the same.
No, they weren't in the same.
Yeah, you can tell. So that's probably why too. And if you're focused on looking into the camera, like camera one, you're focused there. And he's not in the same room, the monitor is probably not going to be. Usually there's a monitor there where you can see something going on, at least behind the camera. But those moments are a little tough. And, you know, Wolf is doing the same thing. He's looking straight into the camera. It was for CNN producers to cut at that point, but it was just a really long moment. So they went on the single shot, but they didn't.
Yeah. When he was doing like it was in his mouth at that point, and it's like, oh my god, poor guy, like, holy shit, what a nightmare.
Yeah,
maybe they were gonna cut and the producer was like, hold on, wait a little bit longer, we're gonna get a viral moment out of this.
and I'm pretty sure it was viral because I ain't see it, but I ain't been online for real. So
yeah, I saw it.
Oh, this reminds me of the birds aren't real guy. Like, I'm pretty sure he was doing it on purpose, but he like puked on camera when he was being interviewed.
I love that.
Did you all see
who's
this?
the birds aren't real guy?
Was he actually sick, or was it just part of his?
No.
Gimmicks?
He's drinking a mug of water, and then in the middle of it, he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry."
Oh,
and
yeah. No, I saw that.
Yeah,
that was just him fucking
really
around.
Funny. Yeah, it's just that entire movement is him fucking around.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, Rebecca, do you know about the birds aren't real movement?
Yeah,
it's like all these.
No, you know.
Okay. Well, it's like this thing where all these Zoomers are starting a fake conspiracy that birds aren't real. They're actually robots controlled and invented by the CIA. But the movement has grown. It's just a troll. Like, the whole thing's an open troll job to the point where reporters actually interview them and talk to them as if they were like serious and stuff. Yeah,
people do anything. Well, why wouldn't birds be real?
Have you ever seen the inside of a bird?
You know, well, y'all know from the show, I'm the bird lady. So, you know, I'd like to think that birds are real, you know, like the type of birds that I see.
They're all
Why would
robots,
I want to see
every
that?
single
You know,
one.
I've seen dead birds, right? Like, you know, on the street, like vultures or whatever.
Did you see the wires?
Maybe they were
robots.
robots.
Like, you should look for the wires. Yeah.
Why am I looking? Maybe they're robots. They're coming to spy on us.
Well, it just goes to the whole idea. I mean, his whole thing is just like the media will fucking latch on to any stupid thing and make it bigger than it should be, just because it's like different and stupid.
I love this clip so much.
Yeah, I found it. If you want to watch it, let me
I do.
you.
It makes me happy.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
So are there people that find your account and think that it's real?
You know, I think there's a lot of people that find our social media accounts and see a different side of Gen Z in America.
Look at the cat, too, in the background.
You know, Gen Z is full of some amazing men, women, and children that are aiming for change. And I think that is, you know, just what our movement's all about.
But it's more than just Gen Z's falling for conspiracy theories. Why?
Oh my God, I'm so nervous. I'm so sorry.
Well, we hope you're okay. Why don't we give you some time to collect yourself? If you need help, let us know in the control room there, and we'll get back to you if we can.
Oh my God. He really was doing an interview. A real interview.
Yeah, that was live.
Yeah, it was a real interview. Yeah.
Wow. Dang, the world
What's so
is
funny?
such a
That's
place.
local. It's local television. Like there are probably like, I don't know, a couple thousand people watching live. And
Yeah,
then,
but still, like,
you know what I mean?
dang, you know how serious local
It only
news
got
is
viral
compared to. But local news is the most, to me, like the most serious, especially at night. When you have
Yeah.
the nightly news, they get so serious. So
Oh
to be
my
on
God.
there and to do.
I worked in local news. They
So
treat
have
it so
I.
seriously, and
Mhm. Yeah.
I'm sure I have videos that tripled, quadrupled a lot of the segments, a lot of the news news that we did some nights.
Mhm.
Like it's just, but it's so serious there because like, oh my God, this is local news.
That's where
It's
they do
Toronto.
the-
It's a
the
big market,
murders.
biggest market.
Mhm,
But
they talk
really,
about the
no one
murders. They
fucking
talk
cares.
about serious stuff. They're not going to have the fluff that they have in the the morning slots. But with a lot of the news reporters, I've seen even news reporters go through these. There's one viral clip from the 90s, right, of a black news reporter in the middle of a country town, and he's getting ready. He's like, straight ahead on the news, we have such. There he is. That's
I read your mind, Rebecca.
That was quick.
We're right here.
That was
That
quick.
was so
I love
fast.
that. Roll that.
I think that's
Roll
AI.
it.
Mike
Yeah,
is
we-
actually
this is
AI. He's
definitely
automatic.
Mike, you're too
What
fast.
really happened on that Thursday here at Augusta High School that led to Chris Wood's death? The fuck is that? Shit! I'm dying in this fucking country ass fucked up town. Shit flying in my mouth. The fuck? I can't see pollen. Let's get the fuck out of this country, motherfucker. I can't see.
A little bit of bug flies into his mouth.
Okay.
It's him saying,
It's so relatable, though.
That's classic. That is good because when you're doing like look lives or these live shots when you're out, all of these things are happening, but you have to be serious and stuff like that. And good thing that this was of course, is pre-recorded. He's doing a look live, but that's exactly what I'm talking about. Those type of moments, those are perfect. Perfect.
This happened to a politician just last year, Doug
Swallowed
Ford,
a bee?
conservative premier in Ontario. Yeah, swallowed a bee.
Not coming from the government per se, the premier. It's coming from the health sector.
I'm on the side of the bee.
Yeah.
Totally.
Not you on the side of me.
This is going to be replayed over and over again.
Yeah, I will.
Comrade B.
There's
terrible.
another
Wow.
one that I seen with a woman. It was during a press release. I forget what it was, but she burped. Like she burped on the mic and continued to talk, and it was real good and loud and strong.
know.
It came from right up in there, and it just came up, and she continued to speak. I'm like, excuse me, can we excuse what we all just heard that, but she continued to do her job. Sometimes, see
What a
what I'm
pro.
saying? You can't stop. You can't.
Yeah,
stop.
Rebecca, it's I believe Kay Ivey. It's one of my favorite clips of all time. Is
Look
this
at
it?
you.
Oh my! Mike has these on like speed dial.
Yeah, how are you doing this so fast? It's like a magic trick.
Roll it.
Okay. This is one of the best clips of 2022, I think.
We're getting a excuse me, a slight.
Oh, she said excuse me.
That
That's
is-
crazy.
That is.
That's strong.
I don't think I've ever burped that hard in my life.
And the way that she just, as Rebecca said, she just keeps going.
Oh yeah,
But she
unfazed.
did say excuse me. Yeah, so I caught that. She said
That's
excuse
not
me.
real. That's not real.
That's real. It's real.
No. Not that
Beginning of-
noise.
Excuse me.
No.
You know what? I think I'm siding with Bender here. That sounds enhanced.
I'm going to be on the side of real. I want to live the
Oh
dream.
my God, I swear I thought that was real because the first time I seen it was in like
it's
this.
real. No, it's real.
Are there news stories about it? If there's no news story, it's not real.
The way that
would
like,
make the news.
You could tell it's
No,
real.
I believe
like,
that maybe she burped or had a moment,
This is the
but
biggest
she.
fight the
It
Leftist
sounds
Mafia's
enhanced.
ever had.
It sounds like
Yeah.
they raised the
added a
level of
sound
what she
effect.
burped.
Okay, you cannot take credit away from the queen. That right there was record breaking. She gets the crown. She gets the title.
But I think his point might be that they added someone added that extra sound, like you did, right?
No,
Like
I
you
was
did
gonna
the
say
same
like you
thing.
did, Mike.
No,
Yeah.
if anything, the video itself reduced the sound because you don't get the real quality unless you're there in person, right? It's kind of
So
like
they had
CD
to
versus,
take the natural
concert.
sound down and have more of her voice. So yeah, we got, I don't know, but these things happen. Okay. I like these things happen and I feel bad for people who have no control, but she, whether or not it was loud or not, she did it. And she continued to do her job, just like with Blitzer, had to sit there and do his job. So shout out to everybody who could do their job through those moments and continue. So I even know for Black History Month, I remember CNN, all the Black hosts, and I think it was one white one. They couldn't control their laughter. I think they were talking about Omarosa at the time. So they were just going into full on laughter, and they just continued to just have when you can't control your laughter, everybody just laughing. And they were supposed to be serious about talking about Omarosa, her connections, I believe, at the time with Donald Trump and how she was getting fired.
That whole thing. Oh my God.
And they were like, not during Black History Month. And everybody started laughing. Don Lemon, it was all of them. I think Simone, they were all just cracking up. Then they couldn't stop. And he tried to get serious so they can get on to the next point. But they couldn't stop.
Yeah. When it comes to human nature taking its course, this is a really good it's a recent classic of The King.
Answer that I gave you is they didn't bother to interview a single witness. Just like you.
Do you see that
They
turn?
don't want to know the truth. They didn't bother to interview a single witness. Just like you. They don't want to know the truth.
Oh yeah, this is real.
I will ask that he be disciplined
He was
for that.
so drunk.
First of all,
like just fucking on the verge of drunk.
Yeah.
What about when his Beijing was dripping?
Oh, that was so
these
weird.
are things. Look,
he was melting.
nobody's safe. Okay, it doesn't. No one's safe, and I'm clumsy. I'm the type to say it's and I've done this. My camera has fell on the ground. I'm doing like a look live where I'm walking in, doing my, my ending comments on the story, and baby, camera's on the floor. And having to pick it up and do it all over again. But this was on live on in Tallahassee, and it's just these embarrassing moments. Yeah, they happen. What can you do? What can you do?
Yeah.
Like,
that's funny.
Your wig could be slipping, and this has happened to some women on air. Wig is just your wig started right here. By the time
I've seen those before.
Yeah, wig is in the back of your head. Now you just got 4 braids at the top. It's just it happens. Okay, you can't control it. So yeah.
Oh, this reminds me of
human things happen.
There was this is an older video too. It's like an adoption video where this dude is trying to convince people to adopt a cat, and the cat goes fucking crazy. I think this is like from the 90s.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah. Let me pull this up really quick.
I don't think we've ever done a clip show before. This is kind of fun.
Yeah, this is turning into a clip show.
This is kind of nice from how fucked up this week was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Catertainment. Okay, let's go.
That's behavior. I'm Vicky Smithers.
And I'm John.
Oh
Tomorrow,
my
we'll
God.
take a look at ways to
there's
winterize
more.
our
Local news channel.
We're Action 11 News.
That's just cute.
It's a good thing this isn't film, Shriver. You'd be costing a fortune. Non-professionals plant trees much too close to buildings, sidewalks, streets, utility lines, and as a result of that, well, it's going to decrease the value of your property. The root system of that tree will
That
be
dog's probably
establishing
dead now.
itself.
Oh,
And
I know.
therefore, it doesn't have to worry about leaves.
Sick of you. I'm sick of it. Sick of it.
He's starting to lose his cool.
He just wanted
Tie him
love.
up somewhere.
Oh, see, I don't like that one. I wanted
That
the
one-
dog to hurt him. He was
he
just
just-
being mean.
Yeah, no, he just wanted love, but he was sick of the dog ruining the moment. I'm not about to do
Yeah.
it. I'm not doing this. Get this dog or however. But there was one where I seen where there's I think a gator or whatever they're trying to hold, and baby gator is biting back. The news guy is screaming. There's another one recently that just came out. Or some animals in the studio. This is why don't bring the animals to the studio. Y'all saw that these free animals that you guys are trying to save, in the arms of an angel, whatever type thing. These are not those animals. These are not those animals. And they'll get there and they'll try to bite you and and all of that. So
this one, Rebecca, I have it, the alligator one.
There you
Okay,
go.
let's
There
see
you go.
here.
You on point,
It's CBS,
Mike.
so I'm gonna fast forward to the
You
moment.
better
just
get them
'cause
clips.
I'm ready.
This is the one.
Do they know? Oh no!
Hold it.
Oh no!
Oh,
I
In a segment for Sports Final, Steve was holding an alligator that decided it wanted to get away and maybe have Steve
Regains
as a
his
snack,
composure
but
instantly,
Steve
though.
held
Wow.
on for dear
Oh, yeah.
life.
He's a professional.
Everyone's a pro.
No one was hurt.
Yeah.
And then you see that immediately after he's fixing his jacket. He's
Uh-huh.
very
He was like,
dignified.
We'll be right back.
That's yeah.
funny.
I don't know how I would take those. I would no, I'm not good. I'm clumsy, like I said. I get scared easy, all of that. So bringing them live animals, we fighting. I'm running.
Yeah.
Everybody can get it. Get out of my way. I'm screaming all kind of obscenities. Everything is happening in that moment.
Can we watch the eagle attacking the president?
Wait, hold on, you got to be careful with
Oh,
those videos. I'm getting the warning on YouTube that.
Are you
Oh, really?
really?
Oh
Yeah.
wow, look at that. We can't do nothing on here, baby.
God, we're showing like 10 seconds. Really, YouTube?
Hmm.
You can't have any fun.
Commentary?
I'm
No
not even
fun.
sure which video it was that I'm not sure which video it was even, but I got the notice.
Oh no.
Damn.
I mean,
let me check
there
if
are all
Okay, so
YouTube
far.
videos. Someone's probably like, "Hey, I can make some more money off this claim."
Yep. God damn it. Well, the fun is ended. I guess we should just move on to a more fun topic, which is the death hoax of Ian Miles Chong.
What's all that about? I don't understand what's even going
Yeah,
on.
fill me
I'm seeing
in.
his name trending. I'm like, what? I don't know if I care to get in. I don't.
He got
tell me.
executed by the Malaysian government, according to the internet, because he supports Israel.
But that's not what happened. What actually happened?
No, Lance, you probably are more well versed than I am.
So if you don't know, Ian Miles Chong is a super big reactionary right-wing asshole. He's an old internet name, by the way. He's known from way back in the Gamergate days when he swatted a guy and got his dog killed through a flashbang. So he's been a professional asshole for a long time. But he basically, since Elon Musk took Twitter over, he's been one of those people who's trying to content farm and get money off his blue check mark. And he's always posting anti LGBTQ plus stuff, anti-black stuff, anti-indigenous stuff. The guy is just a right-wing reactionary. But he lives in Malaysia, and a lot of people know that because all he ever tweets about is America. And the Malaysian government has sedition laws where you can't show support for Israel publicly as a public figure, or you could be held under the Sedition Act. So for the first time ever in his life, he randomly the other day made a tweet about Malaysia and how much he loves it. And then all these articles came out from Malaysian news outlets saying that he might be charged with sedition. They're going to be looking into it. And then yesterday, the internet just started making up rumors that he had either been executed, and it got that one got 20,000 likes, no community notes, or he was being tortured. And then that's why there's a meme now where everyone's pretending to be him and admitting to crimes. That's why everyone online is like, I'm Ian Miles Chong and I love dealing marijuana. I'm Ian Miles Chong and I love selling heroin in Malaysia. And things like that.
I saw some tweet that was 50,000 likes, where it was a person discussing how Ian Miles Chong was their big connect when they were in Malaysia for all these drugs, and they're this long multi-tweet
And they got
story.
50,000 likes.
People knew half of the pressure. They know that it's hard.
What this
Definitely not
whole
play
thing taught
music.
me is that everyone hates him. Even right-wingers were getting in on it. Everybody hates this guy.
Yeah. Oh, they don't have the tweet from Chris the Yamaguchi main.
Has he? I guess he hasn't tweeted for a few days. Is that why people are doing?
Oh
all
no,
this?
he's answered it all. Just
so
he
he's
made some
so he's fine.
He's fine. That's why.
It's
That's
giving
why
him more
it's funny.
publicity. It's working in his favor, in my opinion. So
Yeah,
50,000 views for something about him. And while the tweets may be funny and stuff, but he's just gonna keep cashing out. He's gonna put more content out. People are gonna try to see who he is, and it's gonna help him out. That's the trick of the internet.
Yeah, I mean, he's been trending for a couple of days because of this. So when you're a grifter, any publicity is good. Good publicity. Let me find the Christy Yamaguchi main tweet. It's the funniest one. I'm looking right now. Let me see. Because theirs is the one that went super viral. Oh, okay. Here's one example. Let me pull it up of the. Well, actually, I probably shouldn't.
She deleted it. That's why.
Oh no. Okay. That's why I can't find it.
Sorry, it was a meme too close to the sun.
Oh, you know what? One thing I wanted to bring up, Lance, maybe you could fact check me, but at one point there was a community notes under Christy Yamaguchi main's tweet that said, unfortunately,
I didn't know that.
This is not true. I don't know if that is a fake community note.
Unfortunately.
For the one that said he was executed. And then there's like a response of him saying, unfortunately, like he was outraged that it said, unfortunately, he's still alive. I don't know if that's actually true or not.
I don't know. I can't confirm that. What I can say is that I thought it was really funny that tweet had like 20,000 likes and had no community note. That's why I was like, people hate this guy. No one's getting an easy win here. You can easily correct this as factually untrue.
Yeah, so, it's genuinely funny.
I don't want to veer this into some politics, but I am. It's messy, right? You know, we like a little mess. Right now, we're not starting too strong, so you guys can get stronger after this. But you know.
Spicy.
Yeah, we're gonna spice it up a little bit, a little drama. We know Fani Willis, who is known for letting everybody know what a Rico is, right? With how she's gotten Young Thug on Rico, and as well as Donald Trump and friends. We know that she's the top prosecutor in Georgia. In the Georgia election case against Donald Trump. But just recently, she took the stand. She's responsible for him getting his mugshot, right? But recently, she took the stand to vigorously defend her relationship with the fellow prosecutor that she actually hired during, you know, this whole thing with Donald Trump, with her going after Donald Trump and his election case, right here in Georgia. So I want you guys to look at just a clip of her here. I'm going to drop it in the chat if someone of y'all can grab it and play it. This is just a clip of her at the hearing where she's, you know, we knew that this was happening. As soon as the right got any information on this person, Fani Willis, who had the audacity, and you may or may not like her for whatever reason, for her putting Thug, you know, in Young Thug, the rapper, you know, in behind bars. He was still serving time to this day, and really pushing the envelope on Donald Trump and wanting him to get charged for his election fraud case and everything he's done here for that. That we knew that all of the right and anybody who was anybody was going to find something on Fani and her relationship with the lawyer that she hired during this case. So let's take a listen. This is a short clip of a long hearing. So let's take a listen to
your office objected to us getting Delta records for flights that you may have taken with Mr. Wade.
Well, no. Look, I object to you getting records. You've been intrusive into people's personal lives. You're confused. You think I'm on trial. These people are on trial for trying to steal an election in 2020. I'm not on trial, no matter how hard you try to put me on trial.
So my question was, do you have any problem?
I object to getting any personal records of mine.
We're not dealing with privilege through a witness.
So
do you know more details? Like what?
So okay, so what I know, I've this news I think came out about a week ago, a little bit over a week ago, where the information came out that she was in a relationship with the lawyer that she chose over the case, and it was during the time that, you know, during this time that she's doing this case, going over this case, heading this case. So they're like, oh, it's a problem. She's in a relationship with the lawyer. And that's where I knew it would become all of the right. Anybody who's anybody was going to make sure that they put fire to her feet. So what I do know, and this is from the BBC, I'll just read a little bit of this article. Trump's lawyers allege that Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis, who we see here, her relationship with Nathan Wade, who she hired, proved a conflict of interest. The claims could upend the election, charges on Trump. Over 2 hours of a heated testimony, Miss Willis was getting questioned. She was saying things like, it's a lie, at one point to response to the questions. She was very, very like combative that they were saying. These are the words that they're going to use, of course. And she is the first female district attorney, if you guys don't know, in Fulton County, which is Atlanta. And she charged Trump, for those who don't know, and 18 co-defendants last year with conspiring to overturn the former president's 2020 election loss to Joe Biden in Georgia.
That's
now,
where we got all those great mugshots, right? That's where all
yes,
the
because of
mugshots come
her.
from?
Because
Yeah.
of her. So a lot of the right people on the right, lawyers, everybody who's somebody who has power or something, were going to dig and find something. So what she even had to fight for was to talk about her physical. So they're like embarrassing her, trying to humble her, going like into her personal life, and she had to talk about her physical relationship with this man, and to say how that she stopped the physical portion of her relationship as they were going through, on with the case. And so I think just watching this, see, it's a mess, right? They want to bring this mess so it could divert attention from how much of a criminal and what Donald Trump did. So now they're trying to make her.
But it is like a
criminal.
conflict of interest, isn't it?
Mhm. Now she was saying how they dated, like they started to date, but she didn't hire him at that time until after they began to date. They weren't already dating. So she's making her case. She is a lawyer. She's she knows the stuff. So for her, she's just like, we got other work to do. There's something that's actually happening, but they're gonna make this so much more of a bigger deal than Donald Trump actually trying to steal an election. And so that's what they're working towards. And so we're gonna see more of these clips with her looking like an angry Black woman, right? Because that's what they were trying to do before, but now they get to do that here, and to try to get her lying. They're literally, I don't like when people do this. They're making her go over her, like when she was physical with him and those kind of things, going into those personal places. And I'm like, this man tried to steal an election. Literally, he was doxing people here. He sent people to threaten folks. January 6th happened, and this is what we're talking about.
So basically the story is that it was discovered today that she was dating him before the Trump case, and then placing him
today,
on there is a conflict of
over a week ago. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. And then
I'm looking at an article.
argument,
Apparently, well, she paid $650,000 to him. So if the claim would be that if she spent any money on if he bought her a date, for example, like if they went out for dinner, did that money come directly from the money that she had been paying him? Whereas the conflict of interest comes in, right?
And she apparently lied to the court about it, which is what I think is the controversy today. I found a video. So this is from MSNBC. Take it as you will. It's MSNBC. But this is their legal analyst reacting to this. And she basically says that because of this revelation, the case against Trump is dead. I'll kind of play it so you can see.
You're watching MSNBC's special coverage of the trials of Donald Trump. You were just listening to a hearing in Fulton County, Georgia, this hearing to determine whether DA Fani Willis and lead prosecutor Nathan Wade should be disqualified. On the stand just now, Robin Yerty, she managed public relations at the DA's office.
And joining us now, Charles Coleman, civil rights attorney, Caroline Polisi, federal and white-collar defense attorney, and senior FBI official, and of course, a former U.S. attorney, Chuck Rosenberg, who's going to be with us in just a minute. But Caroline, we've all been watching this, and it's so legalistic centric and yet so important and fascinating.
Right. Don't let the legalese fool you. This is epic. This is monumental. If things are going in the direction we think, Fani Willis lied to the court, it's game over for her. She will be disqualified. If they had a relationship prior to when they represented to the court, it's a huge deal. I can't overstate it.
And do you feel the same way, Charles, based on the testimony of what we just heard? And we just learned Nathan Wade, who is the special prosecutor in this case, walked in the courtroom. He is being sworn in to testify now about this issue and his relationship with Fani Willis. Let's listen.
Good looking man.
Yeah. So Nathan's kind of handsome. Now, I feel like she
I get it. I get it.
But I feel like so if she did lie, so she was saying her argument is that they didn't start dating until after the fact, as they begin to work together. So she was not dating him. That's not why she hired him. It wasn't that type of thing. She started dating him as they began to work together. But they still kept it, she said, very professional. And knowing how hard she's going on this case, and knowing how hard she's went with other people for any little thing, when it came to the RICO, any details, I don't think that she'll be somebody who would be lax when it comes to herself in the situation. So she said she was basically dotting her I's, crossing her T's, those type of things. But of course, they're going to find something and she's going to have to explain herself about it. And if it does come up, we won't see her again. Like she will be disqualified. I believe that. But I don't want that to take away from what her findings have been and what she's developed thus far, and how she's one of the only people willing to, especially in the state of Georgia, willing to really take Trump to that place where he needs to be, because he's a criminal, and what he's led and what he's caused and the pain he's caused, and he's broken the law, and that's what it is. And we can't act like, okay, old girl was with somebody she met, it's a problem, get her off, put somebody else on. We still need to keep this going though. I don't want us to move away from that part of it. And I feel like what will happen is, if she's disqualified, who's going to be strong enough, hard enough here to really hold that down? Who's going to, I don't know, because she's really been on this.
It really throws the entire case in doubt too, because if the individual who launched this case is discredited, then that gives the Trump team an opening. Maybe not necessarily legally speaking, but socially. If he's convicted from this case, does it still have the same effect if now there's this question of whether or not the case itself was illegitimate? Because even before any of this, they were already saying that this was illegitimate. It was a witch hunt. They're just going after him for political reasons. So they were, regardless, they would have done this anyway. They would have found some way to discredit her. But the fact that now there actually is a way to get her off the case potentially, I think that's so damaging to the case itself. Now, having said that, that doesn't necessarily mean that Trump will get away scot-free, even though it's possible, because there's other cases, right? There's 91 charges across 4 different indictments. So there's the Jack Smith case, there's other cases too. But the reason why this one was so important is because if he was convicted at the state level, he couldn't pardon himself, right? You can only pardon somebody with a federal conviction. So if this case is out, then and if he isn't convicted here, then really it doesn't matter if he's convicted with the Jack Smith case, because he could basically maybe pardon himself, it seems. So yeah, it seems like the case is kind of fucked. It's hard to say because it is a little bit complicated and there's a lot of legalese here to it. I don't know how to feel about it because I didn't have much hope anyway. It was nice to see her hold him accountable and get us the mugshot and whatnot. But I never had hope that this was going to lead to a conviction, because this is a former president. In this country, we've never really gone after the powerful in this way before. So when you poke the beehive's nest, you're going to get stung. And that's kind of what's happening right here.
And that's why I think it's a big deal. First of all, what he did here is super problematic. What he did in the nation that we've seen because of this, this election case that he didn't want to let go of, and who he sent out there, how people were hurt because of it. Letting it go would be so problematic in my opinion. And so she was not going to let that happen here in the state of Georgia, not in Atlanta. And for her to be a woman, to be Black, and to be doing this, everybody was already like, get her out of here. They didn't want to hear her. But she was like, listen, I'm going to be on this whether y'all like it or not. We're going to keep moving forward until we see at least something happen. And of course, like you, Mike, what we see, not only with the former president, Donald Trump himself, is so many things that we've heard of, even in his own work environment, so many his own conflicts of interest, those type of things, who he has worked with, those, all of that. We just see he's basically untouchable in a way. Yeah. And I hate that. I do hate that. But somebody has to try. Somebody has to show that he is not above the law, or push that towards him. And she was the one to do it, whether we like her or not, or however it is. At the end of the day, I hate that this is happening, because if she did just date him, not before or during, and there was no money spent, whatever, nobody is going to hear that. They're going to make this basically period conflict of interest, and it's going to hurt this case. And I would love to see it go the other way. And continue to push for it, because she said she wasn't going to stop until something happened. And I hate that we're here now and she's having to defend herself and her personal life, and they are digging in, like, when was your last period type stuff. Like it's
Like they
almost
made
like
it about her completely. Yeah.
And she's trying to say, I'm not on trial here. This is just a hearing, but I'm not on trial. These people here are the problem. Let's not divert the attention. But she can scream that until she's blue in the face. They're still going to make this about her in this, because it's gonna be beneficial to them to show her as this person who she's not qualified. She's never been qualified. We've been saying she hasn't been qualified. So
when part of it, they're saying that her partner isn't qualified, and so she basically gave him this sweetheart deal. I don't know to the extent that that's true, but like I wish that she just didn't even hire him for this case, because if there was any little way that they can create a narrative out of anything, they would have done it. I mean, even if she didn't, they would still find something, right? Because this is what the GOP does. They were always going to make her the enemy and make her the one who's on trial. That's what they do. But like, God, I wish she didn't do this and didn't put him on the case.
I hate that they found out about it. And I'm like, dang, this man, no man, like, working with a fine man is hard. Okay. Working with a fine woman is hard. Sometimes it just happens. I'm single, you single. This case has been draining. We've been spending a lot of time together. Let's have a drink. Why not? Like, whatever. And it got to that point. But she had to discuss when the last time they got physical, when they stopped getting physical, having to do that. And, and I'm pretty sure at some point they had to discuss that. Hey, now we're getting serious on this case. There's no way we can no longer do that. I'm pretty sure, because I know that she's smart enough to do that. But man, oh man, you see?
I mean, if she's just paying him market rate, it really shouldn't matter. And if he is not qualified, you'd think that that'd be good for the Trump people. Or they're like, yeah, I'm glad they put on this person who doesn't have experience dealing with these types of cases. But we're kind of seeing the same thing with Cori Bush, where she married her bodyguard. And I think that he was her bodyguard, and then they kind of got together, and now they're saying that like she gave him this sweetheart deal, when really, if you look at it, it's just market rates that she's paying him. In fact, she pays a lot for security, and she's paying him less than everyone else. He's making like $60,000 a year at most.
It's lonely out here. We like, I'm working with you through this case. The pandemic happened. We're getting close. Like, listen, I know that I don't think it was the best decision. I don't, but some things are inevitable. But like I said, she said as soon as they got, finalized and everything like that, she was like, we can't do this anymore. But of course, and I feel like this came from within. It's always a snitch, somebody jealous, somebody willing to pay, somebody willing to get a check. I feel like this definitely came from within. But even them trying to defend Donald Trump against her, Donald Trump has gone through, I'm pretty sure, and like I said, has been around, and even on his side, probably has this stuff going on right now as we speak. But of course, this woman is going to get it. She's gonna get it.
Oh, they're gonna rake her through the coals.
And I hate that. I don't want to even see it. And it's like they're gonna disqualify her. We're not even going to even acknowledge her as like the DA. Like, we're not gonna do that. They're gonna be like the woman who had an affair, that was trying to go after Trump. The woman who, and it wasn't even an affair. She was just doing what people do. Like you said, David. People are human. And here, this is another place where people cannot be human.
This is like, to prosecute a RICO case of a former president, I hope that person is getting laid. I mean, that's a lot of work. That's exhausting. Like, I hope they have an outlet, right?
Hopefully getting laid by someone not involved in the prosecution of the case, though.
Right. Ideally.
The streets what's out here in the streets is terrible. So, having someone, and maybe I have personal conversations, like you get close to the person like that you may be working with or whatever. And if there's an attraction there, y'all both single, doing like, it's okay in my mind, but it's really not okay for this case. I just don't think that was the best decision, but it happened. And
it's also like, I don't think anyone's mind is changed on anything. Like, people that understand what Trump did continue to understand what Trump did and know that he's guilty. And those that are going to defend him are always going to defend him, regardless of if this came up or not. Like, no one's opinion is changing. I guess what only may change is that he may not have to face the charges here, or may, this conviction. But in terms of people's minds changing, no one's mind is changing on regardless of what's happening here.
No, I love Smokey Rose's comment here. She says, "My hope is that it won't compromise the case. I hate that the idea that society's hyperfixation on Black women and our sexuality would be the reason they let him get away with what he's done." And to me, that's like, I just feel like if they were gonna find something. I hate that it was this. I hate
it was
that it
inevitable.
They were gonna find something. They were digging. They were looking, and I'm pretty sure it came from within. You sling a little bit cash in somebody's face, so somebody's gonna sing like a bird, or a robotic bird. They're gonna sing. So
try to catch you somewhere where you said something you didn't say, or you were wrong. Like, I mean, this woman was gonna be public enemy number one for sure. So it's unfortunate. Hopefully the case is not affected by this, but I think it probably will be.
It's already has been. She's been on a cross since since they put it out. Okay. So, but somebody said, not Rebecca standing up for workplace relationships. Listen, it'd be hard. 9 to 5, 10 to 18, 20 hours. You're going to have a husband in the workplace. You're going to have to have somebody you can talk to in the workplace. Please, no. Keep it safe. Single people. I'm not talking about married people, okay? We're not cheating. We're not having workplace bays and husband at home or wife at home.
But on a serious note, though, just a bit of advice. You probably shouldn't date your coworkers, because I feel like whenever I've seen that, it's gone terribly wrong. I've never been in a workplace relationship, but generally,
unless you really hate your job and don't mind having to leave it, I guess.
That's true. Yeah.
Man, workplace relationships suck. I would never do it again. But listen, when I was younger, and it was just like, what's up? But it was dumb. Now I think about it, dumb. Don't do it. It's like everything is at work. Like, and no,
it just leads to unnecessary awkwardness. Like for me, okay, so at one of my former jobs, my coworker and friend, he really had a crush on another girl. And so he's like, man, I really want to ask her out. And he kept talking to me about it. I'm like, okay, either you do or you don't. You have to make that decision. If you're too nervous, then don't. But just stop talking about it and either ask her out or don't. Because I was just sick of hearing about it. And then the way that he approached her was, Mike said I should just ask you out. And then I'm involved all of a sudden. I'm like, how did I get lumped in? You took the completely opposite message of what I said. I love you. You're a great person. But why would you bring me into this? That's not fair. And so I had to talk to her. I'm like, I'm really sorry. Like, I wasn't trying to.
Wait, so she was not into it, I'm guessing. She was like.
It was a hard no. It was a hard no.
But it's Mike's fault. So.
Yeah, it's
Mike
like, I'm so sorry.
You know.
I promise you, I did not instigate this.
Oh my God. That's such like I'm trying to think of the right word here, but like a guy who is just not confident. Like he can't just own it himself.
That was the
like
problem.
He has to put the potential no onto you. Like, oh, it's Mike. Like, God, what a childish move.
And the problem was that he was my bud. I didn't want to hurt his feelings. I could tell that there was no chemistry there, and she would have said no. So I was trying to let him down lightly, and I wasn't.
Oh, you should just tell him that. No, you guys tell him outright. Just be like, no, she's gonna say no.
It was.
don't waste your time.
Dude is sensitive, so it would break his heart. So I'm like, well, listen, you like my whole speech was like, you have to be confident in yourself, and if you are going to make the decision to do it, then you need to do it and not just talk about it in perpetuity forever. Like that was basically what I was trying to get at, but that's not what he took away from it. And so it created this whole thing for me. And that's when I'm like, okay, from there on out, nobody should be in work relationships or ask coworkers out. It just creates so much awkwardness, even if you're not directly involved. I have experience with that.
Yeah, no, I've dated my coworker. It's stupid. Like, other people have dated the same coworker. Found out dating 3 people at the same. It's crazy. But I had. When I got older, I've had coworkers. Yeah, I've had coworkers. It's just a cesspool of dating, right? But my thing is, I've had jobs where they'll sit you down in the beginning and they'll say, y'all can't date each other. No one here can date each other, and if you do, that's a conflict of interest at work. And if you do, you have to let us know that you're dating. Like, you got to let us know. So Nobody was letting folks know. People knew, but I feel like like that could be problematic too. Like I don't want nobody telling me who I can and cannot.
Well, if anything, that makes it even more enticing. It's like, oh, we shouldn't be doing this.
The taboo.
Oh, it's so taboo. We can't let anybody know. It's a secret.
Yeah. Meet me in the hallway. Like you can't now. There's cameras everywhere. You can, but like it was all of that. And now that I think about it, I'm like, yeah, you don't, because especially dating. Yesterday was Valentine's Day. I hope that all you guys had a great Valentine. But
yeah, you too.
You don't want nobody. I had it was cute. It was nice. But you don't want nobody to be like messing up your day at work. You already know what it can be. If it's 8 o'clock in the morning and they already starting and your whole day's messed up. Now you at work and you got to see that person. And it's like a whole, just don't do it. Look, after I told you, I just get you a work husband and a work wife. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't listen to me.
Yeah.
Well, the key there is work husband, work wife, not a real relationship. Just like someone you can talk to, someone you can.
Yeah. Exactly.
But if you are in a relationship and you have a partner at home and you guys are not into any poly anything, don't you go to work and given more time, because time creates like relationships. Time creates relationships. So.
Anyways, to a little turn here, I want to introduce this brand new technology that Tucker Carlson discovered.
I've seen this.
While he was in Russia. This is very impressive technology. We have never seen this before in the history of the world. This life-changing technology here. Check this out.
All right. There we go. So I guess you put in 10 rubles here and you get it back when you put the cart back. So it's free, but there's an incentive to return it and not just bring it to your homeless encampment. Okay. All right.
Someone has never gone grocery shopping.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
I used one of these this week.
What is it? Wait, what? The quarter thingy?
It's just a shopping cart, so it makes you bring your shopping cart back, so you get your quarter back.
I saw Americans being like, "Oh, we don't have those," and then like all the Canadians were like, "Yeah, we do."
Yeah,
we
don't
always been
The first time I've seen it is at our shopping store. That's the it's like a Whole Foods, but like their nemesis, I guess, whatever competition. And so it's not as bougie as this Whole Foods, but it's like a Whole Foods. So it's called Aldi. When you have to put your quarter in, don't go without no quarter because they're not giving you no bags either. So now you need that cart to push your stuff around. And if you don't have that quarter, and you got to buy your bags. And I am somebody who forgets that quarter every time. Underneath my sink is not those plastic bags. It's those damn bags you have to buy, like those shopping. I have like freaking 100 of them because I'm always forgetting to bring the bags and to bring the quarter. And now I gotta look for
the trick is to always have them. I always have them by the door, so I know when I'm going grocery shopping, like they're right there, or like they're in the closet. When I get my coat, it's like there.
That have that. Is it all the grocery stores there?
Yeah, it's pretty. Here,
here it's I know No Frills does. That's like the one that it's a cheap grocery store, so I go there. But that's so they have it. Other ones I've gone to don't have it. But if they don't, so it's kind of a way for them to not hire more people, because if you don't have the quarter thing, you have to hire like teenagers to get the shopping carts,
cart pushers,
because people leave them everywhere. So it's a way to kind of like ensure that parking lot stays cleaned up, and
David,
everyone
did
brings
you
shopping
see
cart back.
that he was like blown away at the cost of his groceries? He's like, I can't believe I got all of these groceries for only like $80 American or something. And then quickly the comments were like, in Russia, people spend up to 60% of their salary on groceries alone. The only reason this seems cheap to him is the difference in like the economy between America and the subsidies that America has for its like milk and meat and stuff like that. Like,
oh my God,
it's like the whole thing is absolutely ridiculous. Yeah,
I just love the idea that like he thinks that putting in 10 rubles is going to stop theft. I mean, listen, if you really need a cart, I think it's pretty affordable to pay 10 rubles to get that fucking cart. Like, it's not going to stop you from stealing the cart if you want the fucking cart.
If you want to steal the shopping cart, 25 cents is pretty good.
Yeah,
it's like, I really want this cart, but that 10 cents.
It's not even 25 cents.
He doesn't seem to get the point of it, because it's not for preventing stealing. It's just to bring the shopping carts back. Just to
10 rubles is the equivalent. The 10 rubles is equivalent to like a dime and a penny in the U.S. It's not even 25 cents.
See,
that'll prevent theft, though. They want that 11 cents back, though. Wow, that's hilarious. Yeah, I don't think we have those in the. I've never seen that in the United States, but
What, those cards?
Yeah, those
We have
little
cards.
the inserts.
Yeah, the Aldi's. You know Aldi's where you at?
I've never been to
You
an
don't
Aldi's.
go
no.
shopping. You don't go shopping either.
No, I mean
You
we
send
have
one of
like
your servants out. Mike?
It's the
Like,
West.
rich mother-
It's the West Coast. On the West Coast,
Yeah.
they're just free living. They don't give a shit. They
West
leave the
Coast is
shopping carts
different.
everywhere. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, listen, if you've got to walk to get your groceries, you're gonna take the cart home. Okay, that's just it's fine. We'll bring it back later. Okay.
Here where I live, they take but they do right over here. I ain't even gonna hold you. They'll take the cart. You can take the cart to your apartment, and then you can just park it, and somebody walks up, and they take the cart back. There's no stray
wow.
carts. Yeah, I would think
That's really
there's stray
nice.
carts everywhere, but they take care of. I'm not gonna lie. Over here they do right with the carts. I ain't going. It's this little. It's a little sundown town, but they do right with the carts. Okay, they do right with the carts. So.
They started to implement an anti-theft measure with carts when I was a kid. It was at I don't know if you guys have Fred Meyer's. It's probably just like a Kroger where you are on the East Coast and whatnot. But they put I don't know the way they did it, but if you got far enough away from the store with the cart,
Locks the wheels.
It locks the wheels, yeah.
Yeah, we have
And
all that's still here for everything.
the problem was that the one that they implemented, it would lock the wheels before you
All
got
the
to your
time.
car, and it would happen all the fucking time. And my mom would be like dragging the car. I remember
Yeah,
I was a
I
little
know.
kid because I would be in the cart and she'd have to like take me out of the cart. So that way she can like pull it because the wheel's locked up, and she'd go back and complain. And it's like, the employees don't deal with the fucking cart thing, mom. Like I'm a kid. I'm not saying this now. In retrospect, it's like, yeah, it's not their fault, obviously, but it just I do remember a lot of people stealing carts back then as well. But it's just really convenient, So don't make them so convenient. I guess I don't know, but I feel like cart theft is not going to be a big proportion of like a store shrink overall.
It's not that serious. We see, a lot of times carts are very, very efficient for the homeless, right? They utilize these
exactly.
carts. They take like wherever they need to take them. It's great for them to carry whatever they're carrying or moving around. But people are, here we go. This is that whole thing. Like, oh my goodness, carts, us not having carts it's messing up the world, the economy. How can we not? I hate that. Like, let people
Everything's got to be hysterical.
It's dumb. Just steal the cart and go. They're making new carts every day. Here in Walmart, I'm used to seeing the worst carts. The carts that one tire needs to be changed or the little wheel needs to be changed. It's just all over the place. And then, at Target, you might have smooth sailing. I always have smooth sailing in a Target. But here I seen Target, the Walmart doing extreme. They bought a whole bunch of new carts. So those old carts, where they put them, what they did with them. Like, people like, you see what I'm saying? It's not that serious.
Yeah.
Like,
and listen, if you really want a cart, you have to do what Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys does. He goes to the edge of the parking lot and then he like pushes them away. They fall into a river, and then he goes back down later, and then it's just public property at that point. Then you take the cart home. That's what you're supposed to do.
I like that you watch Trailer Park Boys. That's fun.
Oh, it's one of my favorite shows. Yeah. Yeah. But speaking of Trailer Park Boys, there was an American cop that had a Trailer Park Boy moment when he was shooting at a fucking Acorn.
Oh, do you have the clip?
Oh my god.
Yeah, you all saw this, right?
Yeah, I don't have the clip.
Careful with that clip. Okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
It's both hilarious and sad because it kind of, after seeing everything that happened at the Super Bowl ceremony in Missouri, I'm just thinking there's that constant sense of like any sound you hear in the US, people think it's a gunshot or something like that.
Yeah.
But it also shows you that what's the first response the cop does? Just pull a gun out and start shooting. Doesn't ask questions later,
And I'm surprised the guy didn't get shot who was in the car that they were shooting at.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired!
Oh my god. So I actually only watched the first 15 seconds because that was like enough for me.
You never got this far.
He goes all out? Like what?
Oh yeah, rewind it. Watch from the beginning again. Yeah,
Terminator style.
Yeah, take it to the beginning again. Wait.
This takes an Acorn to go full.
Oh,
GTA.
it gets even better too.
Yeah.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired!
What do we hear?
And an acorn.
Somebody could have died from this.
Oh yeah, a lot of people could have died. I'm like, what are you shooting at?
What?
Did he say he said he's hit? Hit by
Yeah,
what?
he
The
said he's
acorn?
hit. Yeah. No, he thought he was shot because I'm guessing his own bullet, like the shells
Yeah,
were
the
hitting
recoil.
him. Yeah,
That is
and so he thought he got
scary,
shot.
guys.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
If you
it's
watch the
horrifying.
entire clip, he starts asking the backup cops who show up, "Do you see anything? Am I bleeding? Did you see the shot?"
Y'all, no.
Okay, let's just
I
watch a
don't-
little bit more. I
This
can't
is
watch 3 minutes
trigger
of
happy.
this, but
This is trigger happy. This is scary.
Oh
yeah, but this is exactly. I mean, this makes total sense. This is who these people
And to
are.
be clear, what he
That's how they're
heard
trained.
was an acorn fell out of a tree and hit his car. Like the acorn fell on his car,
Yeah,
and he
that
thought
was
that
the
was
sound.
a gunshot. And I
Is
don't
he-
know if you
was
realize
he
this
fired
in
at
this
least?
video.
Did he lose his job?
He was forced to
He quit.
resign. Yeah.
Oh, thank good.
But
thank God.
there's another camera angle from the
Jesus.
other cop who's with him. She's on the other side talking to some woman. She hears him screaming "shot fired" and she runs out too and starts
Yeah.
shooting too. So it's two cops.
God, I didn't know that part. What?
You didn't know that? No, so
I didn't
they're
know about
on
the
each.
second-
They
I
could
didn't know
have
about the
hit
second
each
gunman.
other. They could have hit each other,
On the
and
grassy
she
knoll.
wasn't.
Oh my God.
And she wasn't punished because they determined that she had legitimate cause because she,
Well, she was
heard
being
him
shot at.
saying. She heard him saying shots fired and that he was hit, so that gave her legitimate cause to start shooting.
Well, sure. If she saw something, what was she shooting at?
She is the same car, I guess. And to be clear, what
wasn't
they're
that the
shooting
cop
at,
car?
there's
I thought that
a
was the
there's
cop
a
car.
handcuffed. Oh yeah, what they're shooting
the
at
cop
is
car.
a handcuffed suspect inside the cop car.
Oh my god!
Oh my.
There is
God,
inside
that
the
must have
cop
been
car
so
now,
scary.
right now.
Yes, and somehow he
Yeah.
was not hit. Somehow
Oh
he was
my
not hit.
god.
Thankfully. So you got a cop hearing an acorn. That's why he's rolling. He's standing
my-
by the car at first that he ends up shooting at, I believe. Look, rewind to the beginning. He's standing next to the car he ends up shooting at. The acorn hits the cop car. He thinks it's a gunshot from the car. Somehow the handcuffed guy is shooting at him. It's an acorn. He rolls that many times, like he does the barrel roll, to get away from the car. That's the car he's shooting at right there. That white vehicle is the car he ends up shooting at. Watch, replay
Which
the
is
video.
which is his car? Actually, if you listen
Yeah.
closely, you can hear like a ding. Like I guess that's what he heard. Like I guess which was the acorn.
Yeah, hitting the top.
I think you could see
This
it
is
too.
the car.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired!
That's 3 rolls, by the way.
His voice. Like,
See, he's shooting the cop car he was just at.
I'm hit.
Lord, I can't.
What? In the car! I was shot through the car!
I wouldn't hire this guy to
through the
bag
car.
groceries. Like this is
No,
he's
this is-
completely out of his
yeah.
fucking mind.
Clown
This
shit.
is why we need to defund the police. We need
Oh
to
my
defund
God.
them.
And
Better
disarm the
training.
police. They should not have weapons. I'm sorry. They've shown that they're unfit to handle
This is
guns.
trigger happy. This is an abuse of power. This is.
I'm
And we have to
good. I
continue to
feel
act.
weird, but I'm good.
There's people, bystanders, by the way, because they were talking to someone.
Oh, I can hear them
The other
screaming.
cop was talking to someone standing outside.
I'm good. I'm good.
You ain't shaking enough for me, baby. Jesus.
Oh, and
Why is he
he
growling?
He thinks he's in
he thinks that he got hit.
Yes.
So this is who's supposed to protect and serve us.
Yep.
I might have hit my vest.
I might have hit my vest.
Thank God he was wearing that bulletproof vest for the acorn.
An
Yeah.
acorn, y'all.
Those goddamn squirrels gotta watch out.
Somebody's screaming. It's clearly
Yeah.
scared.
I think that's the ex-girlfriend of the guy who was getting shot at, if I'm not mistaken.
And she probably believes he's dead.
Yeah, I mean, I would. It's
Stay inside
you would
your house.
imagine, right?
Yeah, stay inside your house.
What's wild is that he's the threat here. Like, stay
Right.
inside. I have to start shooting more trees.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have the video of the other cop? That's out too. There's a longer version that includes that video because she has no idea. All she hears is the other cop and uses that to just start shooting. Which honestly, I can't believe she got away without any punishment. I think a cop should have to assess.
I mean, I
the
believe
threat
it.
and not just have to start. It's ridiculous.
Absolutely.
It takes a hell of a lot to get. Oh yeah, I found the other one. I'll bring that up.
Think of how many people could have been killed. Kids could get shot. Just unloading his clip.
And there's apparently a transcript of the investigation. Oh yeah, there you go. Rewind it to the beginning.
Do you know your tag number off the top of your head? Okay, it's okay. What? What? Where? Right there?
Oh my God! That's all it takes?
Jesse, are you okay? Get in the house! Get in the house! Jesse! Get back! Get back! Where is he? Where is he?
Infuriating. That's
I hope
so
they have to like
scary.
pay. I don't know, pay money to these people that are living here. Like, just
Yeah, right?
for all this fucking commotion you caused over your
I
own
am
fucking
in
stupidity.
disbelief, y'all.
And traumatized every single person in that
I'm
entire
traumatized
block.
watching
Unbelievable.
this. I'm in.
Also, imagine what the guy inside the car is thinking.
Yeah. Shit. These people are crazy.
There was
Whatever he did, he should get off completely. He should get off.
I think he was. I think he
This is
stole
a
a
get out
car
of
or
jail free
something,
card
which
number,
I mean,
so-
just unbelievable. It's
Yeah, he was saying that all he did was he ducked and he was praying because the glass was shattering. Like he thought he was gonna die because there was like how many shots? Like you lose. It's easy to lose track when they're just shooting nonstop, indiscriminately.
43, give me traffic. Shots fired. Shots fired. I got a deputy down.
By
Deputy
you.
down.
Deputy down.
He's crawling. He's down.
A whole deputy. Can't
Is-
even.
is there more- I
imagine
don't
what
know.
the
The difference
squirrel who
between
dropped the
acorn-
acorn in the tree is thinking.
So what neighborhood is he at that he automatically feels like his life is in danger?
At some
you're
point, do they
literally there
realize
to
they're
serve and
fucking
protect,
stupid?
to assess
just
the
to-
situation. I hate this. I hate this so much.
I just
need
see
to
how it
put
ends.
this-
If they're like, if there's any like moment of like clarity here.
Oh yeah. The other police come in there. He's like,
Jesse, come back. Mark vehicle right there. Dude, am I hit?
Dude, am I hit?
Dude, am I?
Oh my god.
He had to continue acting. I think at
Just
that
get
point
further
he
back,
just
further
knew.
back, further back.
It's hysteria.
Oh my
Listen.
god.
I just listening to the sound of gunshots,
Unbelievable.
like you said, it is very traumatizing. It's scary.
apparently you could see the acorn because according to
Yeah,
the
you can.
transcript of the investigation, they showed him stills of the acorn falling and hitting the car on the body cam footage, and he was like not believing it at first. Like he was refusing to believe that. I mean, the guy was handcuffed. You guys handcuffed him in the cop car. You guys put him in the cop car. It's what gun
And they
did
brought
he
more
have?
people out with guns. You brought
Yeah.
with bigger guns to assess the situation. A deputy was down that wasn't down. It was his own. Was he on drugs? Who are you
Right,
guys
right.
hiring at your
Maybe
department?
the acorn was covered in fentanyl. You never know.
Wait, I go back to after the lady like heard shots fired. She's like right there, and she's like, okay, boom, boom, boom. Like
She was shooting too, so they both
Yeah.
were shooting.
Oh yeah,
they're
she was
both
shooting.
shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Jesse, you mean right there, that car? Okay, boom, 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 boom. Like,
Do you know
what?
your tag number
Come
off the
on.
top of your head? Okay,
Watch
it's okay.
watch her reaction, how quickly she shoots.
What? Where? Right there?
Wow, where right there? My good sis. You
Right there,
see
okay.
nothing.
So police. I mean, I don't know. I guess there's no laws anyways for these police, but they can just shoot at the vague direction of where they think something may be without ever actually seeing anything.
This is the problem. This is the
They're
problem
above the
with
law.
Yes.
with like policing in general, like how they're trained. They are trained to look at everything all the time as a threat.
Yes.
Everyone is out to get them every moment of the day, and they have to be, at the edge of their seat, ready to go at any moment.
Yes.
It is ridiculous.
Yep.
It is how is this good training to make these cops believe that the world is a dangerous place out to get them? They are going to harm someone. They do already, but they're going to harm even more people under this training. It is baffling.
To your point, Matt, I interviewed an ex-cop that he's got a YouTube channel, by the way. Shout out to That Dang Dad. It's really, really good. And he talks about what you're talking about. He couldn't turn it off. Like, he's like, even when I wasn't working, anywhere I went, if I went to a restaurant, I had to look at the entry points and exit points. I had to make eye contact with everyone in there. I was always thinking everyone is a potential threat. And he's like, and I can't, and he's like, and I was having trouble with my relationship with my kids. Like, you just constantly, if you watch, I couldn't go to crowded places. I couldn't go to concerts. I just thought every single person could potentially attack me at any time. And I was like, that's absolutely fucked. It
is an insane way to live. It is an insane way to live, and it makes you the threat. Like, if you're the one walking around looking for someone to commit a minor in what you perceive to be a minor infraction, you are going to be the person to hurt somebody who is just going about their day, doing nothing wrong, and with no intention to do anything wrong.
This is what the training is, though. They literally go in, and certain communities, I don't even know what this community was, but from looking at the young woman, probably Hispanic community, whatever it could have been, right? They go into those communities too, specific communities, and they already know. Look, she didn't even say. She said, "Where? Right there." Didn't look. Is this what you're trained for? Not to look, but shoot. And this is what they're trained to do. This is why it's very problematic. This is why we say, like I was saying earlier, defund the police. Anybody could have got shot. It could have been a passerby. It could have been anybody, somebody holding a baby, another car. You saw a car zooming by, because I'm pretty sure they heard all of those gunshots. Let me get the hell out of this neighborhood. Let me get the hell out. Let me get to safety. This is what we're seeing. So many things happen in this video. Then the vehicle, your own cop car, that there, you don't see any shots. You're walking over and you shoot into this vehicle. You shoot into this vehicle, and where the person was arrested, could have killed the person, could have did anything. The people, like anyone. Are we not? And then more cops come, and what do they have? Bigger guns. Like, and if they were just as dumb as these other two cops, they could have started shooting as well. Now we're seeing something that could have been it could have went wrong. Could have been a mass murder off of an Acorn dropping on somebody. And so he quit. They need to shut down that whole department. Everybody, and no one did protocol here. Not one person. Again, these are people who we're supposed to trust, protect, and serve. Y'all want to throw some videos on the internet of them playing with kids in the neighborhood, but so many kids in this neighborhood could have died for this particular reason.
And are probably traumatized.
This is problematic.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Right.
Yeah, and just
I
to
would
put
like
it
to
into
imagine though
perspective-
that the squirrels in that tree thought that they had somehow landed in heaven, and that all those gunshots were pounds of acorns falling out of the tree.
Yeah, well, that's before the cops sprinkle some crack on the squirrels and then arrest them.
Like, this video is very shocking to me. What department was this? Like, what police department was this? Where is this located?
It honestly could have been any. It could have been any single.
Yeah.
You could swap it out for anything.
I'm reading. Let me see if anybody says. The tweets don't say, so I'd have to look.
Florida is what chat is saying.
Also, I've watched these two videos a few times now, but I've never actually, on the woman cop who runs out after talking to those people.
I'd never seen that one.
I never paid attention to what the original officer is doing in her. I would love to watch that one more time so I could focus on him from her perspective.
You didn't see him crawling on all fours.
See him fall on the floor. I want to see him fall. I want to see how he falls from that third person view. I gotta
triple
see
roll.
Yeah, Charles in the chat was like, he's doing the Dark Souls fat roll.
No, unfortunately, I think not this one. The other one. I want to see the one with the woman cop from her perspective, to see the cop.
This is
the longer video.
This is the one, isn't it?
No, it's the other one.
Oh,
the second video.
It's showing both. Okay, that's fine. Okay.
Oh,
this one.
Yeah, this one. I want to see
really
the.
grinds my
Here we go.
gears.
I'm gonna focus on the other cop that she's able to look at. All right, let's see what he does.
What? Let's go. Where? Right there.
So he looks like
He's
on
there,
his knees
okay.
right now.
Yeah, he's already
Watch the crawling.
She's tired too. I hope she's on.
I'm leg falls backwards.
Like,
I've been hit.
Wait, rewind it a little bit more.
It's almost
That's a
like they
whole
got up.
dramatic, like, that's the whole
Like he's,
dramatic,
yeah,
like,
I've been shot.
I hate it. The sounds of it really
Jesse!
bothers me.
Jesse, are you okay?
Oh my god.
I hate it so much.
And she thinks that he got
He was
shot,
never
probably.
hit by anything. Oh
No,
my god!
and I'm so
the mind
grateful
works
that
in
nobody-
mysterious ways.
that nobody got
All right,
hurt. So much could have happened.
Let's see him
here.
crawl, though. Let's see him
Yeah.
crawl.
The crawl is my favorite part.
I'm not sure if she's behind a car, but
Get in the house! Jesse! Get back!
Yeah,
Get back!
wait for
Where
it.
is
Wait
he?
for it.
Where is he?
Oh my god!
And by the
I
way,
wonder if they knew this guy was a fuck up before this even happened. Like there must have been other examples. This is gonna be the first time where he did something stupid. Like
She
there
was
have
just
to
as
be
dumb.
other.
They almost
Her
killed each
response
other.
Was just as
Yeah,
dumb.
you're
right.
right.
She was
dumb.
shooting
Yeah.
effectively. I mean, she was just kind of like
And
aiming it wherever, right here, Jesse.
we're so like, and you see, like, we have this trauma that, you know, any sound, they're adding the sound. Me hearing it really, it makes me crazy. All those gunshots. And on top of that, I'm like thinking about, just constantly thinking about, these are the people that are supposed to protect the community and they're not. And it's like they went into work like, who are we going to shoot today? Any little thing, like what we're going to do. Everybody shoot one like when we want to shoot, when we feel like just shooting, let's just all shoot. And it almost became performative after a point. I feel like he realized nothing happened, so he had to continue to act like something happened.
Because then he felt
Yeah, I've been
stupid.
shot.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm not shot.
Maybe they both were just aiming perfectly for that acorn in every single shot.
Or maybe they were perfectly aiming for the guy in the car to have some
They
kind
fucked
of
that
excuse.
acorn up.
I hate it. This is really. I need to.
I mean, honestly, the whole thing is bizarre, but the fact that it was an acorn makes it so over to the top.
Because it's literally a
unbelievably
fucking skit from the Trailer Park Boys. Okay, I have to show you this. This is Ricky, who is shooting a gun.
Be careful with
it's just
do it quick.
Yeah, if you play it for less than 10 seconds, you'll be fine. But
Fuck you, you little fucking fur-faced fuckhead! I'm at fucking war.
He's actually
like the
shooting.
crawling,
Is it
like
guns or
it's a skit from Trailer Park Boys. That's our cops. That's our cops, people.
Maybe he's a big fan.
like-
It was on his mind.
But it's like it's a really good demonstration as to why cops shouldn't be the ones who answer social worker calls or mental health calls, or like just like someone who's in that state, who's ready and just fucking like at any second, if I hear a sound, any loud sound, I'm going to shoot you. And like it doesn't matter what it is. And like that's like so fucked up to think that those are the people who enter mental health calls, or someone's wife, you know, is going under
They're
domestic
just not
abuse or shit.
skilled for it. They're not skilled for it, but yet this is who we have to call for those reasons. And it's like they aimed him aiming right into the vehicle. Are you dumb? Are you looking like the vehicle is closed? You're shooting right into the vehicle. This man, you could have murdered this man and then got away with it because an acorn hit you on the shoulder. And all you did was
it didn't even hit him. It hit the car next to it. Hit the car. That's why he thought there was gunshots. He heard an acorn.
Honestly,
hit a car.
If he had actually
we've
hit the guy,
if anyone has a car, you've heard that noise before. If you hear
something lands loudly on it.
It's loud, but it's not gunshot loud.
It does not sound like a gunshot. I'm sorry.
No, it does not.
It does not sound like a gunshot.
I mean, for that matter, like you have to, if you're like talking to a fucking cop in your house and like your cat knocks something off the counter, is he just gonna all of a sudden fucking get down and start shooting?
Yes.
Like it's insane. Like these people should not have guns. Like there should be a special like unit if there's like some sort of a fucking, I don't know, somebody's being held hostage, then they can come with the guns, maybe. Not when you're just like doing these routine check-ins with people. Like for this, I think she called the police on her husband or on her boyfriend or something, or ex-partner for some reason or the other. Like there was no need to come armed. Like it wasn't necessarily a violent situation. I think they were arresting him because he violated something or stole a car. I don't know what it was.
He stole a car. It was someone he
But
knew
that's not,
too, I
that doesn't
believe.
warrant
Like
you bringing a gun. Like, it's just so insane to
But
me.
for the cops, it does, because it's always a threat. They always, like you guys
Mhm.
said, they're gonna look at everything as a threat. That's where their mind goes, and
Yeah.
so immediately they're trigger happy. They're taught that's what they go into training for. That's what they're trying to do over there in Cop City. You know, literally just line up a whole bunch of folks, train them to shoot, and send them out there to serve and protect. This is what we're seeing right here.
Did you
and I
hear the
hate
new
it.
Cop City news that the police raided a bunch of people that they thought had done arson in relation to Cop City? They hadn't, and they pulled one person like by the hair. A woman answered the door, and she didn't have time to change, so they made her go outside topless, and they took a photo of her. They took a photo of her while she was naked. Like, that's something that just happened. Like,
Do you guys see,
completely
like,
fucked.
this abuse of power? Like, these trigger happy people, they have guns, they feel threatened, one little thing, they can abuse people, threaten people's lives, all of this because they're a cop, so they can do so, and he gets to quit. Is anything else going to come of it? Like, that whole freaking department should be shut down. Like,
Also, if he had actually shot the guy, I bet you he would have got away with it because
me
he
too.
thought his
Oh,
life
yeah.
was in
Oh,
danger.
me
Because
too.
he thought his life
Odds
was
are
in
you're
danger, it would have been
Statistically,
perfectly
you're
fine.
correct.
But
That's what the
because he
police
didn't,
department
because he
concluded,
actually didn't kill him, he was forced to resign because he looks like a complete fucking moron.
Yeah, that the department actually concluded that he had a legitimate reason to discharge his weapon because he actually thought his life was in danger. Like, I'm paraphrasing, but like if you look at the report that they released, that's why he wasn't actually fired.
that really upsets me, y'all. And I'm sorry to anybody who also has trauma from hearing gunshots. I know that was a lot, but just knowing that this is happening, like, this is not a one-off. This is stuff that's happening in communities and places all the time. And it's not at the hands of a random mass murderer. This is the cops.
Yeah, usually half a city budget goes into that. You just saw that's like half your city's budget right there.
I mean, the only reason we were able to even watch this is because luckily no one got hurt. There would be nothing even like we're even like able to sort of look back on some of these parts and look at him and how ridiculous that guy looked and laugh. But we only could do that because by pure luck, nobody got hurt.
Yeah, I can't laugh at it. It's
the crawling
really,
on the floor is very funny. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's funny, but then I just think about like how this could have ended up. It's
absolutely.
It was dumb, and then also we can watch it in a way too because it happens so much that we're almost like desensitized to like this thing happens so often,
right?
And we're covering it so often. We're talking about it so often. That's problematic, right? Like this is just, I can't believe it. Like,
it's so bad that nobody who saw this is surprised at all. It's just like, yeah, that's cops.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, I haven't heard a single reaction. Be like, wow, this is really unorthodox for cops. Usually they're very reserved and, they take time to
measured
assess the
in their
situation.
response.
Right.
Yes.
Like, nobody's saying that. Everyone's like, yeah, that's kind of like all cops. Like, this is a microcosm of a bigger issue.
Yeah.
They're all very fucking dumb.
Yeah.
I will say, this is not to defend cops, but I will say that as far as I've seen, like, that would be shocking if that happened in Canada. I think our cops are trained differently. I'm not saying there's no issues with cops here. There are, but they're not trained the same way. And I've heard this from ex-cops. A friend of mine works with a guy who used to be a cop, and he is constantly like amazed at how shitty the cops are in America because he's like, we're not trained the same way. Like they will shoot at anything, and this
just arm them.
Events like that definitely
the
occur
cops in
less.
Vancouver have done a lot of fucked up shit. I'd push back on that from the VPD. They've straight up killed Indigenous people on the street having mental illness for health checks. They've one guy was his body was on fire, so he poured milk on himself and he was naked at the time. The cop shot him so many times with the beanbag he died. Today, a cop in Vancouver went viral because he had an Israeli flag sewn onto his uniform.
I did see that.
Yeah, like they're still pretty fucked.
Cops, period, are trash. And I know America is just, they like one-up people. They like to one-up people. They like to act like they were military trained. Like, meanwhile, they just literally were trained for 5 days and then sent out with guns to go protect people.
It's very scary. I don't know if this is true. Somebody in the chat said that cop in particular was like a new recruit. He was hired in 2022.
Deputy.
Yeah.
Out there
Then don't give him a gun. Don't give him a gun.
They should have to earn
If that's the excuse, don't give him a gun.
Right?
Yeah. If he's a new recruit, don't give him a gun. I mean, you shouldn't give him a gun to any of them.
Yeah.
But in the current system we're under, if your excuse is, oh, he's new, then don't entrust him with a gun.
Yeah, no, you're right. I have I met a guy maybe like 2 years ago, and he was working at the airport, but he also told me he was a sheriff, and I'm like, nah, you lying. Like, you can't be. He was a whole sheriff. He's like, they were looking for people. Really? I signed up. It was like 2021. They were looking for people. I signed up, and yes, he had the sheriff outfit, and he was just out of training, fresh with a gun, all kinds of stuff. Okay, and I'm like, this is what they're doing. They're just hiring folks, putting them in position to whatever. They're like, there's nothing that really takes to be, I guess, a police officer nowadays. There's a sign outside from where I live, and they're like, great job, just come in. Training is how many ever weeks, and here's the pay on a sign or whatever. And they just looking for folks, and they're just hiring anybody now. I hate it. And this is what we have. People like this doing the stop, drop, and roll from an Acorn. And then shooting.
Yeah, that system, this can't be reformed. Like, I feel like people know that by now, right? Like, you can't put lipstick on a pig. This whole system has to be abolished. You can't reform this. I'm sorry.
Every time I hear a few bad apples, I'm like, what's the rest of that sentence? What's the rest of that saying? Where does that saying go, right? It ruins the bunch. Like, it's not that like one or two of them, yeah, sure, they're bad. But, overall, the bag is pretty solid. It's like, no, motherfuckers. Yeah. It's fucked.
Yeah, I used to be fair, I used to be a libtard reformist where I was like, okay, we just got to make sure that we get them all body cams. And then now a lot of them have body cams, and before they do the crime, they just turn it off. It's like, it doesn't matter what you do. You cannot reform this type of system. The system is inherently rotten. So
to be fair, the body cams did give us this footage, so
yeah, and they're still doing it, but like the body cams gave us this footage, and they don't give a damn because we're still having these same issues. So with the yesterday was Valentine's Day, and I went on to my partner's side, and he don't live on this side, he live on the other side. So I going over there, whatever, we're having a great time. But on my way there to his exit, that's always empty, never nothing. But he lives on the predominantly black side, right? And I'm like, okay, must be a car accident up front. As I begin to get up front, there's nothing. When I say it had to be like a good 100 cops lined up on the sides, just chilling. I mean, like talking, backs against their cars, chilling. And I'm like, what the hell is happening? They're seeing what cars can pass. They're looking at people in their eyes. Guess who got looked at in her eyes? Me. Now I'm shaking because of my last encounter that I'm still dealing with. And I'm like, Lord, I have everything. I fixed I was thinking all this, and the man stops me, he taps on the hood of my car. And I'm just looking at all the cops with all of their lights on. So it's just all red and blue right over there. And Henry County cops was on. I never heard of that. I didn't even know that was the cops' names in the area, but it was Henry County. And the white man comes to my car, older white man, and he taps on the hood and he says, hey, mind you, I saw him let cars pass by, and he stopped mine. And he's like, can I see your license, please? And I was like, okay, I got the paper license because I'm still waiting on from when they took my license. So here's I said, I have a paper license, hand just shaking. And I'm like, I have a paper license. And he's like, oh, a fake license is what he told me. I said, no, a real license. I said, no, a real license. And he's like, well, that's what I call these fake licenses. He didn't even look at it. He just put his foot back. He said, hold on, put his foot back, then just turned back around to me, hit my car, and said, you can go. And I'm like, Lord, I can't do this somewhere. I can't keep dealing with these cops. But I thought about what if and I'm looking around at people in their cars as I was waiting. I'm looking at people with their Valentine's Day balloons in their cars, their children in their cars. But what if somebody forgot their license that day? What if somebody came from having a drink for Valentine's Day that day? What if they were just going home? What if? And they're just stopping these people. It felt like in Mexico, I had to drive through a checkpoint. When I was in the DR, I had to drive through a checkpoint. In these areas where there's heavy gang or whatever, they'll do checkpoints. I felt like it was like this whole checkpoint. I'm in a different country type thing. And I was just on the south side going to an exit that I go to often, which is usually empty. Nobody, it just be me. And there was so much presence there. There's so many of them, and they were stopping who they thought could be a threat and putting fear in people. And
insane.
I hated that. Oh my goodness.
Sorry,
that happened last
God.
night. Yes. And I'm like, look at them. I don't know why they're doing this. I don't know why they chose today because it's Valentine's Day. Many people are going to be out where they're doing this. I don't know what that's about. I don't know why they did it, but yeah, I hated it.
Let me just stop you just for no reason. Let me see your fake like fuck off.
That's
God.
what he said. He said, yeah, I called
like,
these
what
fake
kind of a
ones.
flex is that?
I know.
Yeah, I'm sick of the cops. I'm tired of
He
them. I don't
knows
even
that
wanna
they can't
drive.
just like manifest magically like the actual card. Like they give you the fucking printed
you
one
have
and
to
then
wait
they
for
send
it.
you like everybody knows this. You have no control of that. It's so wild to me that he would say
It's
that.
the
Wow.
attitude, like the intimidation,
Yeah.
the attitude. It's so
Mhm.
fucking disgusting.
Yeah,
Like,
and he
just
told
the,
me,
they
I'm
get
like,
off on
it's
the
a real
control
one.
they have over people.
I'm like, it's a real card. Like for me to have, I'm like, it's real. I'm just waiting for him. And now I'm sounding crazy and wimpy. But I'm like, it's real. It's real. And he's just like that. He looked me in my eyes. That's what I call them. And he acted like he was checking it. He didn't even open it up. He just took a step back and then gave it back to me and hit my car and told me I can go. Yeah, y'all. I don't know. I just don't have, and it scares me, y'all. It scares me. I'm just like, I don't want those type of situations that we see. And then you run in with the cop for doing nothing, just for being there at the time. Like
they need to like stop fucking with people. Like I'm saying that knowing that they're not going to, but like they won't, they can't help themselves. They've got to fuck with people.
Yeah. Jeez, man. Ugh. Ooh, what a clip to end with, huh? Like,
yeah.
Like, honestly, y'all know I don't cuss much on here, but fuck the police. I don't like them. And it ain't particular people. It's not but I don't like the system of officers. I don't like it. It's not to protect. I had too many run-ins in my little life that I've trying to live with my immigrant parents where they teach us to not do anything bad, not do anything against the law, be a certain kind of way, speak this way, don't speak your language so you don't get in trouble, or so they don't. We are taught to be a certain kind of way, and having to just be afraid of going anywhere, doing anything, be pulled over to try to call the cops for protection. I'm sick of it. Like, I'm so sick of it.
Yeah.
I've always preferred "fuck the police" to ACAB as a slogan. So
Fuck the police,
I
fuck
agree.
12, fuck 13, fuck 11, but all of them, because I just no.
I love how there's this, I think it was Tommy Loren back in 2020 when ACAB became really popular and it was like trending on Twitter. And I think this is probably like the first time that a lot of white people even like heard ACAB. And so Tommy Loren was like, when you say ACAB, this means her too. And they showed like a picture of a Latina cop and everyone's like, yes, her too. Fuck her too. You're not going to identity politics your way out of us saying ACAB. Fuck you. Well,
where is she? Where is Tommy?
I know.
Before we
David's
get out
like,
of here.
someone else will say.
I'm
someone
waiting
else
for
will say
someone
it.
else to say it. I'm waiting for someone else to say it. You're exactly right, Lance. I'm waiting for someone else to say it.
I'm not here
Super
for a long
chats?
time. I'm here for a good
You can't
time.
just
It
wait
was
for
kind of
me.
a weird time. It was
We all
kind
gotta
of
take
a
turns saying it's 10:30.
Yeah,
well,
it's 10:30.
listen, it's time. David's tired. Rebecca's only here for a good time, not a long time. Lance is tired. Me and Matt have about 6 hours left to go. Let's get to some
They gonna
super
be here
chats.
with y'all. They gonna
Oh, my
rock.
dog's out there. I thought he.
Your dog is gone.
I just showed you an
Look.
empty dog.
Dog was, dog was out of here. Dog was
How
like,
dare you,
all these
Lance?
shots?
I know.
I'm sick
It's
of
like
it.
fuck off.
Your
guy.
dog's tired of
I'm
the
out.
camera times. Like,
Tired
get
of
out
it.
this.
Tired of it. But yeah, no, we're at the end of the show, y'all. Listen, you know, like I said, we're getting out of here. I am tired. I've been working overtime this week to try to make some coins. You know, I'm tired of the strip club. It won't be there for
Here's
long.
some coin for you right here.
Right here. Elmo is just checking in. How is everybody doing? Thank you, Jay. We're doing okay. How's it? How are you guys doing? You guys doing all right? Okay, good.
Doing all
I'm
right.
having an existential crisis, Elmo, but thanks for asking.
No, but you know how it is. Millennials, we function. We're functionable people through crisis.
Exactly. We worked through it.
Omega Shinron Dragon. The birds aren't real, guy. Puking had me crying so hard out of laughter. I needed to steady myself. Hope all is well this week. Rebecca, love you, mean it. Love you, mean it. Those burps kind of sounded like Genuine's pony.
Oh my God.
I gotta think about that because I'm not hearing it.
I can kind of see it. I hope it doesn't ruin Pony for me though.
Charlie, thank you. I don't know. It's a movie. What's the movie?
Is it? Oh, it's a hug.
Oh, look.
It's a hug. Yeah, it's a hug. It's hard to
there
tell.
was no pause real quick. There was a somebody talked about this the other day. They said all this time I've thought this emoji was the movie emoji, and here I am. Just see,
It looks like it though.
It does look like a
but it's a hug, and I'm hugging you right back. I'm embarrassed, but I'm giving you a hug right back. Love you, mean it. Smokey Rose, always with the coin. I slept with. All right, here's C. I slept with a coworker exactly once, then quit a week later because management refused to fix our internet. And it was the last straw. Save it for a job you don't want. Girl.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's spicy. It's hilarious. David Mendoza. Griot ak banan pati ak aka. Never spend your money. Never spend your own money on the best girl dinner. Oh, thank you. Listen, because I'm gonna go get some. Griot is pork and banan is plantain, pate and are fried. I don't even know how to say aka in English, but shout out to David Mendoza who's put some Creole in the chat, Haitian Creole in the chat. Yeah.
Is okra okra? Isn't there like okra?
No, I don't think it's okra. I don't know. Maybe I don't even know how to. I know what okra is, and it's not. So it's not aka.
Okay.
How do I say aka in English? I don't know, but I'm gonna figure it out and I'll let y'all know. Bay photo or Bay photo. See, now I'm speaking Creole to y'all. Bay photo. Thank you so much. Where I used to work, there was a cart retrieval service. So cart theft was actually a job creator.
Yeah, there you go.
First perspective. So
Love that.
Smokey Rose once again. What if he killed innocent bystanders, which we were talking about, fooling around like that over a friggin' Acorn? That's why we need to stop training officers to act like the suburbs are a war zone.
Yeah.
They turned it into one. That's what that showed.
That's true. Right then and there, war zone. Prairie fire. Thank you so much. I don't understand the shopping cart or grocery store concept. Don't you just go hunting and foraging for food? Cows make milk and are made of beef. Chickens lay eggs and are made of chicken meat. But listen, it's 2024. That kind of lifestyle is luxury these days. The trying to get that land to live on. Listen, capitalism is real.
Own a farm.
It's real expensive. Smokey Rose once again. When I lived in Harlem, cops walked around with their hands on their guns, ready to hurt folks all the time. Badges don't make armed men less suspicious.
Yep.
I don't know how to read that, but thank you so much, Hart. I just want to appreciate Mrs. Azor's respectfulness and not laughing on the clip. Well, thank you so much for that. But here's the thing too. We laugh too to keep from like crying or going crazy.
Yeah.
We try to find those moments.
Binder's just evil. That's
yeah.
You have to laugh at the cop's stupidity, but it's still serious, you know.
I was laughing at the cop and how ridiculous he was.
I know.
And if someone got hurt, obviously it would not have been, even that aspect wouldn't have been funny.
Yeah.
But because no one got hurt, you could look back and I look back at moments in my own life where terrible shit happened and laugh. Come on.
Yeah. But everybody doesn't react to things the same and understood, and we appreciate all of it. Okay. But Smokey Rose, I'm bad with money, but not near as responsible as policing budgets.
Yeah.
Listen, Andrew S. Sorry that you have to deal with this reality on a daily basis. In lighter news, is anyone excited about X-Men 97? I saw something like that. So tell me briefly what that is going to be. Is that something like
they're high def in the old X-Men? They're making it like
really
look
looking
like
forward to it.
Nice and clean and nice and
Oh,
no, that's not what it is. No, that's not what it is.
Oh, there's something else.
It's a whole new season. It's a whole new.
Shut up. It's a whole new. What?
It's a whole.
I thought it was just like a reboot.
No,
I'm even more excited now.
It's the next season.
Well, then I will definitely watch
the Saturday morning X-Men cartoon.
I mean, I was excited, but then I found out that they went woke because the shapeshifter is non-binary.
You missed out then
so.
in the trailer. Gambit charges Wolverine's claws. In the trailer, dude, it's cool.
I gotta watch it.
All new. That never happened in the old one.
I just scrolled by. I'm like, oh, that was cool.
I seen it too. No, that's what I did. But I'm like, what are they doing with this? Because it looks vintage. So are they going to make it look vintage? And it's
I think it's intentional. It's intentionally supposed to look like the original 90s series.
Yeah.
To this very day, I think that that X-Men series is the greatest comic book to TV show or film adaptation ever. period. I think it's so well done.
I'll second
It's the
that.
closest to feeling and looking like the comics. It's the closest to using the comic book storylines. It's the closest to using all the characters and using them all correctly. You know, so many of these movies and TV shows, they come out, they cut out a bunch of the characters. You never see your favorites. This X-Men series fit in as many guys as they could, and it was never like just like rammed in. They gave everyone a good storyline. It was fantastic, and I can't wait for the new season.
Yeah, I
Also taught me
don't
about
know
heartbreak
about
for the first time.
X-Men. I don't know about X-Men. Well, I know about X-Men, but I don't know about like y'all in the multiverses and all that stuff. So I'll watch this because it looks cool and it had like the vintage vibe. So I think I'll watch it. Let me give a shout out to the 2 Cash Apps, which I really appreciate. Let's see. I believe this was from Miss Rose as well. For love you, make sure you take care of you. Thank you so much. And Carrie Shaw, thank you so much for your love offering as well. That's it, y'all. I ain't trying to hold y'all in any longer. I ain't trying to stress y'all. I know David got to go. He got kids. You know, Matt too, but Matt puts him to bed and does his 8-hour shift right after this.
Right.
And
Matt
that's
is
why
a
we
Puts
love
them to
him.
bed and then looks at the stream and goes, "Fuck them kids."
That's crazy. But I love y'all so much. Mean it. I will see you
Love
guys
you too.
next Thursday and Saturday morning for anybody who wants to watch, like it or not. I'll be on Saturday morning around the 10:30 time. Y'all already know what it is. So I'll see you guys then. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Take care.
Bye, guys.
Good night.
Good night.
All right. I actually
All
want to
right.
watch the trailer now. Do you think we'll get copyright strike?
Oh yeah.
Probably.
100%.
I'm not gonna. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
A trailer though? A trailer?
Oh yeah.
Ugh.
Yep.
They're
They don't
strict
want you
with
to
that shit.
advertise their shows.
That theme song was a banger, though. I think that's like maybe my favorite. cartoon
Yeah. Oh,
theme
that
song
theme
of all
song's
time.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So at some point, I'm going to be like, all right, I'm going to read the rest of mine, but I'll stay for now, and we'll see how long we go.
I can't. I'm so excited that you guys didn't. Well, David, who apparently knew what it was,
I just
thought it was a
Yeah.
remake, like a.
I was gonna go back
a
and watch it
re-
later because the tweet that I read, I'm like, oh, it looks as good as it looks like the original. I'm like, oh, I figured it's just like a newer version of the original. Like, no, it's not. It's a new season. Like, what?
It's a whole new season. A whole
I
new
haven't.
storyline.
I just feel like I've been sort of auto rejecting. My brain is auto rejected anything Marvel at this point. So I'm just, but except for
I'm having that problem
that
too,
cartoon.
David.
Yeah. So
The
I was just
best-
like wasn't
the-
engaging with it too closely. But
Oh, I was about to make. I was gonna make a joke. I never made it. I still should, about how I was absolutely sick and tired of superhero stuff, and then I saw this, and I was like, hell yeah, just give it to me, baby. Give it-
Nostalgia. Fuck yeah.
That's pretty much
it's not
right,
even,
yeah.
it's not even
Yeah.
nostalgia. It is the best adaptation. Period.
I was
the
really young
characters
to go back and watch
are
it.
The characters.
Oh, I
are so
rewatched
well
it.
done.
It holds up. It's still really good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
They
so
are
fun.
exactly how you imagine they would be from reading the comics. It is like, it pisses me off that they turned Rogue into what they turned Rogue into in the live action X-Men movies by 20th Century Fox.
Oh, the whole Phoenix
with
saga
Anna
was such a
Paquin.
butchering of it, like
The-
a really
the-
comic
like,
book.
they
Like,
ga-
that was
they
a really
gave
good
her-
comic book series.
They gave her like the Jubilee role, when like in the comic book series, and then in the X-Men 97, Rogue is a grown woman who's like super sure of herself, but has an insecurity based on her mutant power, where she can't kiss anybody or touch anybody or feel human. It takes away so much from that character to fucking make her the Jubilee character and say she's just a kid. It is absolutely ruined that movie. I never even gave the X-Men live action movies a chance for that reason. It ruins so much about the X-Men. And we get to hear her say sugar again with her Cajun accent. I love it. I can't wait.
yeah.
This one's for me. Smokey Rose with $5. Thank you, Smokey. I stop into this chat when Rebecca isn't here, so it's only fair to leave a little something. Oh, you're so sweet. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Binder.
Oh, is this for
Binder?
me? Oh, hold on. I need to hold on. I have to make sure I got my thing.
Is this why
right.
these streams last like 4 hours? Binder's like,
No, it only happens the first time. Charlie DeGinimer with a super chat. Membership super chat. No, this was the AI Matt all along. It still got kinks, but we'll fix the freezing and the maniacal laughter at some point. Oh, wait, they're saying that I was always AI Matt. We were referring to the joke you guys made earlier. I read it wrong. Yeah.
That would explain a lot.
This is also for me. Alan Hill with a super chat. AI doesn't need to be good to replace jobs. Executives just have to want to save money more than they want to put out a good product. Yeah, that definitely. What's crazy about this is, like, who would have thought that the studio behind the Minions would be the steadfast anti-AI studio? I don't know if you guys saw that Super Bowl commercial. They made an anti-AI Super Bowl commercial with the Minions as a commercial for Despicable Me 4 that's coming out. And that actually spurred me to look up about the studio. And they are a 100% anti-AI animation studio. They think it's crazy to hear this big studio behind Despicable Me, the Minions, what are they called? The ones behind the Super Mario movie that just came out. They are anti-AI. They don't think it will add to
that makes me want to watch their stuff more.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Rimuru says, "Hi, David. I really appreciate your take on American politics from an outside view looking in. I try to watch every video you upload. Please keep up the good work." Thank you so much, and appreciate the very generous super chat as well. Thank you.
Perfect Slappy, $4.99. Thank you so much. Mike, what happened to your beautiful beard? Did you cut? Johnny Bravo, girly scream. Yeah, I did. I trimmed it a little bit. It's still long. I trimmed it a little bit shorter than I wanted it to be. But, when you kind of go shorter on one side, you're like, oh, got to even it out. But, it'll grow back.
Justin says, there's that anchor who swore out loud not realizing they went live. I think it was his first day, LOL. Yeah, there's a lot of those moments.
Charlie DeJinmer, $2. Excellent journalism on Wolf, Mike. Thank you so much, sir.
It's a great video. It's really well done.
I'm proud of it.
That was
it reminded me of something that we would have put up on that
was
site
good.
I used to work for with the Chapo guys back in the day, Cafe, where we would do clips like that. It felt like that. It gave me
You used to work with Chapo Trap House? I didn't know that. That's cool.
They were the guys.
I didn't know they were there.
Two of them were behind Carl Diggler. Do you guys remember that?
Yes, I remember that.
I don't.
name.
Man, I'm out of the loop. Nadia Yvette Chambers, $10. Thank you so much. COSA, this is the Child Online Safety Act, which Blackburn proclaimed would ban all trans people from the internet, has got 60 co-sponsors in the Senate as of today, though answering super chats after the show might torpedo this message. Yeah, so this is something that was revived again. From my understanding, a couple of months ago, the Democratic co-sponsor, which I believe was Richard Blumenthal, don't quote me on that, said that he heard the concerns about the LGBTQ. And I think he said he wanted to table it and make some adjustments, but Blackburn, the other sponsor, wants to push it through. So yeah, I'm watching this really closely. And if there's any movement, then yeah, I will absolutely make a video about this because this would be really damaging. This is basically like a new version of SOPA, all these internet censorship bills. I've talked about this on the channel before, so I do have videos about it if anyone just kind of wants a quick explainer. But yeah, it's something to really pay attention to because this is something that you might have to take action to stop. And that means calling, sending messages to your senators because yeah, this would be really bad.
Still alive. Thank you for the super chat. Says, anyone here got any thoughts on the Vosh/Ethan Klein H3 drama? Dude's channel's taking a big hit. I've just seen whatever I've been scrolling past on Twitter. I don't really pay attention to inter YouTube drama. Anyone else here got thoughts on that? And whose channel's taking a hit? Both of theirs or
no comment? I have commented that I think it's fucked what was discovered on Vosh's hard drive and the stuff that he was saving. And I think his response to it was also kind of fucked up. And yeah, the whole thing has been an absolute dumpster fire to watch happening in real time. Yeah.
I don't even know what's going on.
Yeah.
Do you want to know? It's pretty fucked up. I like.
Is it going to get us demonetized?
At the end of one of his streams, Vosh was trying to save a file, hit right-click save, which exposed his porn folder where he downloads porn images, and a couple of the porn images were found to be lolly bestiality porn, aka drawn porn of children and horses. And Ethan Klein basically did what you could describe as a very intense hit piece about that, like the next day, showing all these old clips of Vosh. And then they were supposed to debate. The debate never happened. Vosh ended up, confirming that it was his, and stating that like he understands why people think one of the images is disturbing. And in his defense, he thought that they were short stacked, thick like a goblin. As in a goblin instead of I know
really
it's
bizarre
like it's been
defense.
happening. I've just been watching the whole fucking car crash and being like, what the fuck is happening? That like all right,
all right.
I don't know the way you said it. It sounded like a line in like a rap song or something. Short stack, thick like a goblin. Oh my god! I don't know what's going on.
I don't. This sounds fucking weird shit.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'll just stay away from everybody.
This is why I stay out of this fucking bullshit. It's just like, oh god, I got enough to fucking read about when it comes to real shit happening. I don't need to get into this all garbage.
Yeah. Sometimes ignorance really is bliss when it comes to this
yes,
realm.
I've learned that, which is why I try to now when it comes to certain things I don't need to know about. It's like, you know what? I'm fine.
Yeah.
Not knowing. Who's this for?
Oh, not for me. Oh wait, it is for me. But you skipped my
Jesus
new member,
Christ.
Alan Hill. Thank you so much. Because I was waiting for the next.
I
thing.
skip all the members. We don't click the members.
Oh, well, we do that when you're not around, I guess. Thanks for joining, Alan Hill. I appreciate it. Thanks for the support. Victor Soto with a super chat. Here's some money to counteract YouTube free speech oppression. I appreciate it, Victor. I didn't realize that was. But if that's the case, then I'm being oppressed, folks. Please send your super chats.
Lance, do you have any you want to read out?
Yeah, I got a couple. Meow Nian, thank you so much for the 279. Hey Lance, ever watch fellow lefty Steve Boots? I don't. Does anyone else know who Steve Boots
I've never
is?
heard of Steve Boots.
Not huge on the mafia, I see. My dogs are goth. Thank you very much for the very generous $10. Lance, your shelf is looking amazing. Here's a few dollars to keep that beautiful bisexual lady going. Thank you so much. I believe genuinely appreciate it. Jay Kaz with the $5. Lance's purple neon background gives me 80s vintage porn vibes. That's not what I was going for, but I will gladly take it. David Mendoza with the $5. Thank you so much. My dog's name is Chico too, but we call him Chico short for Chicharron. That's fucking super awesome. Parker with the $5. Do you think anyone to the left of AOC will run for prez in 2028? If we're being real, she may be the left's best chance for the next cycle. I don't know. If I am being honest, I don't know if that's something she wants, because I think a lot of politicians may just want to get out of the game because of how intensely hate-filled being a politician is right now. I've made a joke a lot that I think Michelle Obama should run because she would, I think, crush it, and I can totally tell why no one would ever want to be someone running for a political position at this point in time.
No,
we're all puppets,
I would not want to.
Yeah,
I would never.
We're just people on the internet.
I'd run.
Nothing phases Matt. He's fine.
I'd absolutely run.
Well, let's do it. I'll support you. I'll do your campaign ads.
All right, hell yeah. Well, I have to be opportunistic and run in the right district at the right time. So yeah, I gotta be on the lookout. Oh, for president though, I'd run for president too, by the way. But I would have to do I have to run for.
You gotta work your way up there.
Congress first, yeah. I can't just be one of those guys who can't be RFK Jr. or Marianne Williamson or just first time I'm running for that. I'm going for it.
Going for the top, baby.
Because once you do that, it's kind of hard to take you seriously if you actually go for it for real.
Right.
Through Congress.
Although Trump did it.
Trump. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess if you're running as a Republican from a television show,
yeah,
maybe it works perfectly fine.
If you're short stack, thick like a goblin, like Trump is seeking. I can't get over that how that
Short stack,
flows.
thick like a goblin.
I can't stop
Short stack,
hearing
thick
it
like a
as like a
goblin.
trap song in my head.
Yeah, no,
It just doesn't
that would
stop.
totally work.
Hassan
I can
Fight
hear
had the
Future
best
repeating
comment
that
where
over
he's
and over
like,
again.
how do you
Exactly,
string
like a
those
goblin.
words together? Like, you got to admit my man's a wordsmith, because it's like, I've never heard anyone talk about this as a defense to something like that, where he's like, he is eloquent.
Thick as
He
a
is-
goblin. Oh my god! It's just just throw it on. Throw it in any rap song on Genius, and no one will notice it's not supposed to be there.
Jay Cass, whoever this is for.
It's for me. I assume. Yep. Hey, Jay Cass. Hey, Matt. Serious? This time, did you see that Judy Gold is headlining pro-Israel comedy shows? Has Sam
God.
reached out to her, or any thoughts on that? I had no idea.
Who's Judy
That's
Gold? That
disappointing.
sounds really familiar. I feel like
Judy
She's a
Gold
comedian.
is
She appears in Majority Report.
Yeah, she
Like,
was.
okay.
I don't know when the last time she went on, but she was
You're
a
right,
regular
yeah,
guest
it's been a
on
while.
Majority Report. I mean,
Oh,
Majority
Judy.
Report basically has been losing regular guests left and right. No more Cliff Schecter
Actually?
for reasons of political opinion, I assume.
That was a while ago, Cliff.
Yeah.
He-
No
yeah.
more.
Their coverage has been so good, though. Like they've been my main.
Oh no, I think
my
it's,
main.
I think
It's been the most
that-
consistent show that I have ever watched.
No, I think it
Yeah.
speaks to
Politics.
the show that even regulars,
Yeah.
if all of a sudden we find out that this person is supporting something we don't support, then that regular spot, I mean, we'll have anyone on as a guest, but you're not going to be a regular on the show apparently if you have these positions that we can't, in good consciousness put out there.
Majority Report
That
is like
hurts,
the
though.
one
I
constant in
like
this
Judy.
space.
Or I did.
You can just appreciate it.
Democracy Now, Amy.
That's true.
Oh yeah, Democracy Now!
That's
as well,
true.
of course.
Yeah, shout out to them as well. Yeah, they've just
Amy
been
Goodman,
so
yeah.
consistent for so long, and that really is
Yeah.
commendable.
Yeah, but those are the two, Majority Report and Democracy Now.
Mm-hmm.
JCast, thank you for the super chat. Says a wise man once told me about hooking up with coworkers. Quote: never f on the table you're eating from.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or never
That's
shit
a-
where you
yes.
eat. That's the way that.
But
I
sometimes
heard.
the well, I was gonna say the food looks really good, but that doesn't really fit. I think, regardless, it's easier said than done, though. I can imagine.
Bay Photo with $5. Thank you. Humanist Report. So Mike, or HR, as in Human Resources. So Mike, we've heard from some colleagues that you're running a workplace dating service. Yeah. I didn't get a talking to, but it would have been warranted, given the circumstances, until they hear my point of view. But I would have called me if I was HR into the office and be like, "Hey, stop trying to pressure people to ask other people out."
Lost my place. Here we go. This is for me. This is for me. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Sorry, I got confused about where it was. Quintessential. Thank you for the super chat. Says Jordan Peterson recently complained that Canada's GDP per capita is less than Mississippi. Any of you Canadians ever meet him personally before? I have not met him personally, but I was at the Zizek. Now I forget to say his name. Zizek. Jordan Peterson debate. That was. That was.
Oh, you went to that?
Oh yeah, it was.
Oh,
It was
wow.
great. It was fun. It was
Wow.
fun. It was the last time Peterson actually accepted a debate from someone who could debate him. So it was really good to watch him get clowned. But
A while ago.
that was a while ago. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
probably 2019. I think.
So
it was pre-pandemic.
In 2022, in the U.S. for Mississippi, their GDP was $138 billion, and Canada's is about $2 trillion. So that is factually incorrect if he said that.
Wouldn't be the first time he's wrong.
No.
Radio friendly box with a super chat. I mean, it's one banana. What could it cost? I'm assuming this is in reference to Tucker Carlson discovering the coin slot in the grocery shopping carts.
It's also an Arrested Development reference.
Yeah, Arrested Development. Quote.
No, I
it's
know
one banana,
that.
Michael. How much
meant-
did it cost? $10.
Oh, yeah.
I know
love
that part. I didn't think that
Great
needed
show.
to be said.
It does. Anytime you can plug that shit, you have to.
Is this for me? Dead Star. Thank you for the super chat. RN listening to this. RN? Is that Rational National? What does RN mean?
Right now.
Right now. Yes, probably. Right now, listening to this at work tomorrow at 5 a.m. Shout out to the union workers out there. And if you're not in a union, maybe start talking about it. Absolutely.
Hey.
Hell yeah, solidarity. For Resto with a super chat, just got to keep your grocery bags in your car.
Ramuru, $15. Wow, thank you so much. That is a very generous super chat. What are your thoughts on the supposed Democratic primary that the DNC and media ignored? I know Cenk had no shot, but what do you think about a naturalized citizen running? Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. I am perfectly fine with a naturalized citizen running. I think it's stupid that they're not able to run if they're a citizen. So I do agree that Cenk should be able to run. In terms of the Democratic primary, I mean, this is an incumbent president, so I had no expectations that there was going to be any chance for anyone else, nor did I expect the DNC to be fair. But in general, I think that going forward, I mean, I don't know how you do this, so it's wishful thinking, right? There needs to be a primary every single election cycle. I don't care if there's an incumbent or not. And this should go for like members of Congress too. Everyone should have a primary challenger. Everyone should be forced to debate their primary challenger. Nobody should be coordinated ever. I think that would be the best way to enhance democracy. So I'm not surprised by the situation. If you go back and you look at primaries for incumbent presidents, they are very stacked by either the DNC or the RNC. It happens all the time. It's extremely fucked up. Just because it's common doesn't mean that it's moral or good. But it does happen, so it's not surprising. But that needs to change. It's not okay. And I would recommend the Some More News video on primaries. It is very, very good. He kind of goes through the history of primaries and how really, party leaders just picked the presidents before or the candidate. And they need to democratize the process further. Couldn't recommend it enough. So check that out because I think Cody really articulates everything that I'm feeling.
Shane Orlando Bailey with the €5. Thank you. 4 a.m. in Germany and I'm getting ready for work. I can't wait. I assume that means can't. I can't wait to be back home Friday night and watch you guys. Love you all so much. Thank you so much, Shane.
Nice.
It's cool to see these international listeners.
I love that. Yeah.
That's a good name, by the way. It really flows.
Yeah,
Shane
it does.
Orlando Bailey. It sounds like a pro athlete name or something. Like you'd be a pro wrestler or a baseball player or I don't know.
Although he has the same problem that I have. The initials are a little bit problematic.
Sob.
Yeah.
No, I always like when that's even better. SOB. That's great. That's awesome.
It's memorable, right?
It is memorable, yes.
Yeah, I remember in 6th grade.
Right. I'm the toughest SOB on the planet. That's what I would go by. That's a wrestling name right there. Hell yeah.
Yeah. In 6th grade, this girl was like, "Are your initials motherfucker?" I'm like, no, it's actually
God.
My middle name is is A, so it's MAF. She's like, oh, so it's mother ass fucker. I'm like, oh God, I can't win. I can't win.
Well, I'm never gonna forget that now. I'm gonna call you mother ass fucker every time you're on.
Yeah. Kids are cruel, man.
Kids are they're cruel, but also like creative and hilarious. Like,
yeah. They have no filter.
No, things you'd never think.
I mean,
about.
you're double D. David Doel.
Excuse me, sir. I am actually triple D.
Oh,
really?
Yes. I am triple D. This is how it is.
Dookie dunking dickhead.
I was. Oh my God! I told I was on an internship. This is right out of broadcast school, and he found out my initials were triple D, and he called me Jugs. That was how he said. I feel like you could not do that.
You look like Jughead a bit.
Yeah.
Well, that's not why he called me Jugs.
No, I get why he called you Jugs.
But I guess maybe it works on both ways. I don't know.
I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you Jugs from now on.
I didn't hate it. It's fine.
Nickname.
Okay, Matt Bender.
Yeah, my balls.
Yeah, that's right.
I was gonna say man boobs, but my balls is funny too.
Man boobs. That works too. I only got. Oh, I was gonna say I got one more. I got two more now, but I'm just gonna read mine because it's really quick and it's getting late, guys. This is a big one. Tony D.
My God.
$50 super chat.
Wow.
But it looks like he's complaining about. I'm confused by the super chat. None of you will call Israel mass murderers, and because Israel will end your show. Oh, see a group of nations saying enough. I don't know what that.
Yeah, I mean, I've called
the
them
IDF and
terrorists,
the
mass
Israeli-
murderers.
I don't know how many times I have to
administration
discuss how Israel's
are
committing
mass
mass
murderers.
genocide. I don't. But
Yeah,
I don't.
feel genocide is
I
the
think each
stronger
one
But
of
I
us
can't
is
tell
that.
if he's actually
Yeah.
being serious because I'm confused by the end of the by the last sentence. So I don't know.
Yeah,
what that,
I feel like
that
all
means.
of us here, we've acknowledged a lot that Israel is a murderous country and they're war
Yeah, I don't-
criminals who run. Like, I don't
I will
understand.
say this, Tony D, you are correct. I would never call out Israel, so you should send me a $50 super chat to call me out on it. Okay.
Yeah, I also think, if he really hated our coverage, I don't think he would be sending me $50. But okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
last one here,
probably-
the emo dragon. Thank you. Says
Love
hi,
Emo
David. Sending
Dragon.
support before you sign off. Thank you so much. And you'll all be able to find where you were because of that memorable name that was right there. Here you go. Here's your next chat. All right. Good night, everybody.
Take care,
Bye,
David.
Jug.
See you all
David.
next week.
Oh, God.
Bye, man boobs. Later.
What have we done?
Oh no,
Could
too close.
Oh, it's like, yeah, that's close. Could I do a couple quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, all right, I'll be fast. Calm like a bomb. Thank you so much for the $5. Appreciate it. The watermelon is a great addition to your background for you, Palestine. Yeah, that's the Palestine will be free plushie. I just added the little guy right here.
Oh, okay. I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that'd be
Very
a fun way to
cool.
show
Wait,
support.
what are we looking at? What I can't see.
Little
This
watermelon.
little watermelon plushie over
Yeah.
here
Oh, that's cool.
on top of the
Yeah, I
books.
love it.
Andrew S with the very generous $20. Thank you so much. Throwing out a super freelance because I can't draw. I want to throw out a PSA for someone to do an X-Men rendition of the Leftist Mafia. That would be incredible. Yeah, who would be who?
That would be awesome.
Oh, that'd be. Ooh.
Yeah.
Who was y'all's favorite? Who's your favorite character?
Gambit.
In
Gambit.
the-
Gambit. Gambit.
Gambit?
Gambit.
I was
Yep.
Wolverine.
Yeah, I was Wolverine too.
See, that's one of the
Yeah, it
great
was-
things about liking Gambit. Everyone likes Wolverine.
Gambit was really cool. I always thought he was. I loved his accent. I loved everything about him. I thought he was badass too. Oh, sorry. And finally, Chan with the $2.99 Australian. Thank you. Sending love from Melbourne, Australia. Thank you for the love. Appreciate it.
Melbourne,
Oh, sorry, Melbourne.
which is incorrect, even though they say it's Melbourne. It's actually Melbourne. Otherwise, spell it correctly then. Australians, get it right. Fix that.
Someone said Lance just wanted to be Wolverine because he can't grow hair. I guess maybe.
That's mean. Lance doesn't need to grow
I think that's
hair.
funny. I think that's funny. You guys are
Oh,
up.
wait,
Sorry.
where are we
I
at?
wasn't trying to-
Oh, okay.
Oh,
we're
you're
right
done?
here. I think this is you or Dave. No, it's gonna be you because David just read his.
It is me, I think. Yep. Charlie DeGenemer with the super chat. That cop's Dark Souls fat roll was hilarious, though.
Yeah, that was.
Listen,
that was good.
again, you could disagree, you could hate me for it, but that was knowing nobody got hurt.
Mhm.
That was objectively a funny clip. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean he's an imbecile, so yeah. I think that he is a good target to make fun of. Okay, JCast, $5. Thank you so much, JCast. 20 plus shooting victims at Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah, championship parade. I heard about that. LA Lakers championship parades. Amateurs. Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody at this point is surprised. It just.
Do you guys?
It's
Is
very
there?
exhausting.
I've heard the motivation for it was a dispute. Is that true?
I have
It
no
looked
idea.
like an interpersonal. I look. It sounded like an interpersonal thing. I mean, a lot of times, like shootings happen every day in this country for that reason. Someone specifically targeting someone they know, like a mass shooting targeting just random individuals. Usually gets a lot of attention in this country, and well, it should. But like, we have a lot of mass shootings in this country, but I don't believe we have one of those like random mass shootings every day. But we definitely, but like we have shootings every day, and they're usually the target is usually someone the shooter knows.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard, but the governor of the state, who last year I think it was, he like passed the law, or I don't know if he signed something into law or signed an executive order. Either way, he was trying to ban federal gun control laws, and he was seen running for his life at this event. So I wonder if he's gonna rethink his position. Probably not, because Steve Scalise didn't. But you know, it's interesting. Even if it affects him, he might not.
It was a
Also,
good guy
the cops
who
didn't stop
it, right?
The cops
Yeah,
didn't
that's
stop
true.
the shooter. The cops didn't stop the shooter. There's a
Right.
video of the shooter fleeing, and two people tackle him to the ground and hold him down.
Yeah.
There's the video literally pans to a bunch of cops as the two guys are holding the shooter down, screaming for help, and everyone around them is like yelling for help.
Mhm.
And the video, it must be taken on top of like a rooftop or something. The video pans over to a bunch of cops standing around with their hands in their pockets.
Yeah, yeah. Which, you know, not unexpected. Okay, C3339409, $2. Thank you so much. Somebody come get Mr. Magoo. Thank you so much. We have
talking about the guy,
the cop, I see.
the cop.
Yeah. Also about the cop, JCast, $2. Thank you. Shots fired. Black squirrel has a weapon. Okay, and
I also can't stop imagining like a squirrel sitting there, mouth full of acorns. One pops out, hits the car. All the shooting happens, and like the squirrel does like a to the camera, like a squirrel goes. Did I do that? Did I do that?
Okay, I think this is you. We might have read this earlier, but
this is for me. This one with a $10 super chat. After seeing that Acorn cop video, you really start to understand why Sheriff Andy only let Deputy Barney keep only one bullet in his pocket for his gun on the Andy Griffith Show. Right? Yes.
all right, next one. There's going to be a lot. For
Radio
you, I think, in a
friendly
row.
box with a super chat says all acorns are bastards. No, the acorn was completely innocent in this. The acorn is fine. Masood Rayman with a super chat. Ontario is scrapping college requirements for police now. Oh, I mean, I've constantly spoken about this over the years. There was a case in New York State, I believe. It wasn't New York City, New York State. Like 20, maybe 25 years ago, somewhere between 20 and 25 years ago, that unveiled that police departments don't hire cops if they score too well on their like IQ tests, like the tests that they take to become a cop or whatever, like the written portion or whatever. Because if a cop shows that they are too smart, I guess, they might question certain commands they are asked to do. And that being a hiring requirement was deemed to be okay. Like that was the court case, whether that hiring requirement was legitimate.
Well, that's horrifying.
Yeah, very normal.
This is also for me. Wow. Dizel McFizzle with a what am I missing here? Oh, okay. With a $10 super chat. On a lighter note, what's everyone's opinion on the hose? Loyal, not loyal, discuss.
I mean,
I
if
think
you ask,
you got to be more specific. Like, what do you mean?
If you ask Chris Brown and Lil Wayne, they're gonna say they're not loyal. If you ask me, I say I reject the premise that we refer to our queens as hoes. I would never call a beautiful woman or any woman a hoe. They're all beautiful and they are loyal. Yes, but some can be unloyal, like all human beings. So that's my woke answer to that.
Yeah, that was the most beautiful woke, like white answer to that question.
And follow up.
The only. Oh wait, what is
That's also for you.
McFizzle with a $10 super chat follow up. Thank you. Are the
Burning
hoes loyal?
questions.
Yes. No. Discuss. Well, I usually find that the most loyal hoes are the short stack thick goblin. What was it? No, is it short stack goblin thick, right? Was that what it was?
Thick like a goblin.
Short stack and thick the way goblins are drawn in porn. That's, I think, the actual quote.
No, there was something. There was something else though. There was the way you phrased it.
I might have misquoted.
Okay. Moving on. I don't know if we got to this one yet, so feel free to skip it if we have.
Is this for me too? Oh,
they're out of order a little
super
bit.
Chat. What's up?
They're out of order a little bit.
Not
Oh
for
no,
me.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at David's. No, I'm just kind of like looking ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
When I was 16, I was sitting on a bench on Halloween and some cops randomly started harassing me about why I was out past curfew on Halloween. Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, this one. It was short stack, thick like a goblin. Because his flow is so good. I can't get over it. You made that up, Lance? I thought you were quoting
I didn't
someone.
make that up, Vosh.
Don't put that on Lance.
Yeah. I'm not that eloquent.
On the subject, I think David answered this one, right? That was the first time.
No, that's for me.
okay.
Dog Main with a super chat. It's been a rough week with the loss of Vosh as a credible leftist activist. He is currently making a video response, but it's too late, in my opinion. I mean, in my opinion, if he's gonna make a response video, he needs to really lead into short stack. In fact, he should release a rap response to the situation. I think that is the best way
It's
to go.
the best
about
possible way.
I heard that the
language of
music
music.
responses, especially if you include like a ukulele, don't go too well. So we'll see.
Without knowing any details here or anything, I never got the anime stuff to begin with at all. Like, it's a cartoon. How can that do anything?
So first off, I prefer like real porn, but like I have no interest in kink shaming people for looking at drawn porn. Whatever, you do you, you know.
Oh,
or
I
even
do
if
for
you-
that.
you know.
I will kink shame the hell out of you.
Really? You kink shame people for looking at drawn
porn? That's the lamest shit I've ever heard of my life, man.
Really? Oh, I got no problem with people.
You have the entire internet at your fingertips, and you decide to go. I'm gonna jerk it. I'm gonna jerk it to a doodle.
People I don't understand this, but people like erotic fiction, and for me, I'm like, do you have like an hour to sit down and open and get to like the chapter where it gets juicy, and then be like, oh yes, now we're cooking, you know, kind of thing? Like, I don't understand it, but people love it, and so I'm like, whatever, that's your thing. You enjoy erotic fiction, go, you do you, kind of thing. That's my view on the whole thing.
I won't kink shame,
but I don't think it's kink shaming to call out like lolly or underage porn. Like, that's like,
no, not at all.
That's paraphilias. You know, you're moving into
right.
like, you know, really fucked up.
Yeah. No, kink shaming. Like, I won't kink shame, but yeah, I agree with Matt about the drawn stuff. It's very weird. Like, it reminds me of like when you were a kid and like your first experience with porn was like turning on The Sims and making them like fuck each other, and you're like, oh my god, this is porn. Like, that was your first.
Mine was like just late
evangelical
night television
porn,
where something would come on that was like, you know, what's it, softcore. That was my first experience where I was like, holy
Oh,
shit,
we had
what are
the
they doing?
we had the box that when you would somehow move the cable in the right direction, it would unscramble for like a minute or two.
Oh, dang.
Did you have to sit there like, got it? Is that a titty?
All right, this one is for you, Matt.
Argonian Bum with a $10 super chat. I never have anything to contribute, but did some work for my brother and got extra money. Cha-ching! Thank you so much, Argonian Bum. I appreciate it.
And this one's from me, from Corey Springer, $5. The super chat intentionally left blank. Well, I appreciate you thinking of me. Eric Entrepong with $10. Thank you so much, Eric. Are you guys aware of the H3
to get
versus...
our contents on it?
Yeah, H3 versus Vosh drama. If so, what's your opinions on that? Yeah, we touched on it earlier, but thank you for the super chat.
I will, but what is the H3 part of the drama? I don't get it. What was
were covering the whole
H3 did, I think, like like a really long episode. It just kind of seemed like out of nowhere because I didn't even know H3 and or Vosh would ever like, you know, be fighting. But they basically amplified the story in ways that I think like, you know, people probably didn't think it would reach. And then they were supposed to debate, and Vosh said, "Sure, I'm getting a haircut or something." But then, you know, Vosh ended up not doing it. And then they did a second show where they leaked all the DMs. Like H3 has like they've done multiple, you know, content things on this. Yeah, like they've done a lot of content on it.
Wait, someone in the chat, One Eye Dollar says 6 hours total on this subject alone. 6 hours. See, I just don't care about YouTube drama. Like, you can say there's something serious or a legitimate topic at the center of the issue, but what it then delves into is YouTube drama. And I just got no interest in YouTube drama. I think it is like bottom of the barrel. Like, I'd rather do a show about talking about movies and TV shows, an entertainment episode, than fucking do YouTube drama. I mean, again, if there's a serious issue at hand that leads to a larger discussion, then fine. But this sounds to me like they're using something that sounds like it could be serious, but then it's delving into YouTube drama. No,
yeah, it's
right.
I mean,
I think. Well, if you're waiting for a response, I think it is very.
No, I want
serious.
everyone to just
You
sit
have a
there and quiet while I.
Sorry. Well, I know. I thought you were moving on to the next super chat. I thought we were there. I think if you're someone who has a massive platform, you have a responsibility for a couple of things. One, like, yeah, he has a responsibility to not be broadcasting that stuff on his streams. But two, like, yeah, it is actually incredibly fucked to have, you know, that kind of content to be downloading it.
Oh no, I'm not saying I'm not saying don't cover it and talk about the larger issue at hand, which is this kind of content and its proliferation online and how people draw it and think it's okay because it's drawn. Because I'm sure that's the argument. It's not a real person. It's drawn, so it's nothing wrong. Like maybe in the eyes of the law, I don't know what the law is around drawn content, but certainly in terms of the perversion that someone has to be into that sort of thing, I think is certainly a legitimate topic. But to me, to do 6 hours on it makes it seem like it's more about the individual and not the issue, the topic
itself.
is.
I understand that. Yeah, totally.
Well, I think that the combined episodes that H3 did were six hours, if I'm not mistaken. But it's like one segment, maybe like the main segment, but not like all of it. But still, they dedicated quite a bit of time to it. So, yeah. Okay.
I mean, what did you? There was animals too. You said, right? I think that's just as weird.
Yeah, it was.
honestly.
It was.
At least when it comes to the cartoon stuff. Yeah.
And animals and underage depictions of characters is what.
Yeah, disturbing.
Jay Cass with a $5 super chat. Prove you're not an AI bot, Matt. Show us how many toes you have. You know, I'm not falling for this. You will not get feet pics from me. I'm sorry, Jay Cass.
Okay, this one is from Charlie. Oh no, I misgendered Charlie. It's actually she, her for me. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have done that, but my dad's name is Charles, so we called him Charlie. So I always associate Charlie with he, him. But I have a niece whose name is the same, and she's a girl. So I should not assume a gender to that name because it is technically gender neutral.
I always, when I hear the word Charlie, I immediately think of Charlie Horse from Lamb Chop's Play Along. Do you guys remember that show?
I do.
I know of it. Yeah, I never watched it though.
I didn't really like it as a kid.
It was a great show, man. What are you talking about? Get out of here.
Something didn't click with me. I didn't like it. I mean, I watched it when I was little, but like I quickly grew out of it. Like I thought it was boring. I don't know what it was. It just never clicked. Although I liked Barney, so who knows what I was thinking when I was a kid, but you know.
It's weird because Lamb Chop has completely fallen off. Like it ended up. Well, I think it's because the woman behind the
original
show,
person, passed away.
She died early in her
Yeah.
career, or I don't know how old she was, but it was certainly early in the career of the show. And so I guess it never got that stranglehold on the pop culture. But like, you still see Lamb Chop sold in stores, usually as a dog chew toy. Interestingly enough.
Yeah, it was actually my dog's favorite toy, but I had to take it away because he got out the squeaker and tried to swallow it. So
This is the song that doesn't end.
Oh, that's where
Yes,
that's
it
from.
goes
Okay.
on and on, my friend. Some people started singing it, not knowing what it was, and will continue singing it forever just because this is the
this
song.
is the show that never ends.
No, it's the song that never ends. No,
This is the show
song
that never ends because
Oh,
we need to get through the super chats. Next one.
I have not heard that song in a long time, and I still remembered it. So maybe it had a bigger pop culture hold on me, at least, than I thought.
Okay, so Nadia Yvette Chambers has a follow-up about COSA. This one's for me, $2. Thank you so much. 60 sponsors. Call the Senate now and move today. Yeah, definitely give them a call. But just to clarify, when I said that I would follow it in terms of movement, if it was going to get like a floor vote or something, I haven't followed this in a while, so I have to kind of like check and see what's happening. But 60 co-sponsors is still really alarming. But thank you for the update, Nadia. I do appreciate that. And then I have last one here from the Emo Dragon 199. Thank you so much, Emo Dragon. Hi, Mike. Just wanted to say keep up the great work. Thank you so much. That's so kind. Okay, and now the rest is for you, Matt.
Hell yeah. The synopsis with a membership super chat. What movies are the Mafia looking forward to this year?
I
Civil
still
War.
have to see Poor Things and Zone of Interest, and I've heard they're both incredible, and I really want to see both badly. But
it technically came out at the end of last year, but I still got to see Iron Claw.
Oh yeah,
I
same.
want to see in terms of what's coming out.
Dune 2, I really want to see.
Oh yeah.
What?
Dune 2. The second part to Dune.
I'm not a Dune
I'm really
guy.
excited for that.
Sorry.
Oh,
everybody.
okay.
I know people are gonna be pissed. I find it kind of boring actually.
The first one was really good.
But did you see the Denis Villeneuve movie? That wasn't boring.
Every time I try to watch any Dune movie, I fall asleep within like the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, I get
the
the
only
one.
It's the only movie that happens. I literally don't fall asleep for anything for some
Really?
reason. All that sand just knocks me out.
Oh, that's sad.
The Sandman.
You need some spice. We got to get you some spice. You'll be good.
I'm looking
That's
forward
probably
to
a Dune
Sonic
reference
3.
you don't get.
I get it. I'm looking forward to Sonic 3. Looking forward to the Wicked movie because I'm a big fan of the Broadway show, even though I think the Wicked movie is gonna not be so great, but we'll see. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta see what's coming out this year. I have no idea. We can move on.
Sorry, I'm trying to find my place.
Someone said that Lance just wants the popcorn bucket, and yes, who doesn't? I mean, come on.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any more, by the way, Lance, before we move on?
Move on and sorry, more super chats. No, I got to them all. I just got a small one randomly right now. Vincent Moore with $2. David's initials are DDD. Is his middle name Duke? I have no idea.
Oh
but,
no!
Thank you so much, Vincent Moore. Really appreciate the $2.
Oh, how did I not think of that? What is? Oh.
Yeah, that
I've
seems
fallen.
like a classic Tinder burn.
I failed.
His parents.
Oh, we gotta bring that. We gotta bring that up to him next time. It's relevant. Oh my God. David Duke Doel, the Rational National. Oh my God. Dog Man with a super chat. I've just seen Kanye's seemingly first comment on Palestine, and he does not know or care about it. Triply confirming his position is purely Nazism. Yeah, can you imagine going out there and being like, I love Hitler, I hate Netanyahu. Kanye, what do you think about Palestine? Oh, don't know too much about what's going on. I need to be careful with my words. I mean, guy is clearly just an anti-Semite.
Yeah. He's a hateful bigot, and the fact that people are trying to take him seriously again is really frustrating to me.
I don't get why Anthony Fantano is getting so much smoke right now for like calling out his very clear anti-Semitism. Like it's
honestly
well documented.
It's great that he did that, but also like the album's so bad that he should have probably just.
It is so bad.
A bad review.
It is really bad.
What is that one song that they're really trying to push as the single? Go, 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 ride that dick like a carnival. It's so bad.
Oh,
so
God.
bad. So bad.
Yeah, maybe I'm just not going to open this up. I don't want to get the Ye fans who are still fans of Ye.
I mean, if Kanye wants to make a comeback, he's got to use the line "short stack like a goblin."
It's definitely your favorite part of this whole thing.
Yeah.
I by the way, I was a huge EA fan. I just want everyone to know. For the record,
I was
like College
too,
Dropout is one
yeah.
of my favorite albums. Like, yeah,
It was heartbreaking to see him become a Nazi.
It was heartbreaking to watch. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he was really good. I also thought the people gave him a little bit too much. I thought he's a little bit overrated.
He was a great producer, not the best
He was.
lyricist.
He is. Yes, he is one of the best producers. Not yet.
I shouldn't say lyricist,
MC,
not the best rapper, but like production wise. I mean,
I've heard this album though production wise sucks. I've heard like the mix is off, the mix is bad.
It's more just like it's unnecessarily distorted because like it has that kind of beautiful like you'd expect from Ye orchestral kind of almost like church choir style music in the background, but it's all got run through these filters that make it seem a little creepy, and I don't know why. That was the part I really didn't understand about it. But
weird.
My question is why is some of those guys on the album with him?
Yeah,
Ty Dollar Sign. I don't know.
Yeah, what the fuck, Ty?
But I mean, it's blowing up. It's like number 5 in all of YouTube right now. That latest music video. So that's like
but you know what? This
immensely
is
popular.
Kanye. If he didn't do what he did, it would have been like number 1 everywhere. It's
yeah, true.
Yeah, I mean, but it just kind of shows you can get so big that you're uncancelable.
Mm-hmm.
All right, another one for you.
Emo Dragon with a super chat. Matt, I appreciate your work and love what you're doing with Doomed and Scam Economy. Hope you can do it full time one day. Punk rock for life. Thank you. I appreciate it. I hope I can do it full time one day too. Maybe one day. Maybe we'll get there eventually. Maybe when I'm pulling Social Security and I have that coming in alongside my YouTube revenue, maybe then I'll make enough. Just gotta wait about 30 years. Stick with me though for the next 30. It'll be fun.
All right, this one's for you too.
Tunboson Oyan Nuga with a super chat. Thoughts Super Bowl halftime show? I think it's up there. Usher's a great performer with amazing rage, but he's a menace. Hide your wives and girlfriends. I thought he was fine. I just think R&B is not really halftime sports show music. Like, give me a pop star, give me a rap artist, give me not a rock.
I love the super chat.
No
That's so funny.
They never get any good rock bands.
But
like
man,
you need
man, can he dance? I know why the super chat is the way it is. Like so many people were complaining that he just danced the whole time, but I was like, he's
I just don't think the song he has with Lil Jon and Ludacris, that was great because that's like a party song. That's like a club song.
Were Lil Jon and Ludacris both there?
The
for
slower
the song?
stuff he did though. Just
Luda
didn't feel
was
like.
I can't remember.
Huh. I haven't
What was
seen
that?
the halftime. No, just asking,
Okay.
was Lil Jon and Ludacris there for the performance? Because he's going to perform. Yeah.
Ludacris was. Well, they both were apparently.
Okay,
I've
nice.
seen the clips, not the whole performance.
I need to watch. I just saw the memes about him sweating a lot, but I mean, like he's putting on a performance, so he's giving it his all. I love Usher. I think Usher's great.
I think
awesome.
still my favorite Super Bowl performance still is Beyonce and Bruno Mars. I thought that was a perfect halftime show type music, performance, everything. I thought it gave.
Mine used to be Michael Jackson, and then some documentary came out, and I had to change a lot of my views on things. And my world shattered.
Never have any heroes ever.
You never have heroes.
Usher's not my hero, by the way. Big fan, but I'm not going to deify him.
Oh,
or
Prince was
idolize him.
good. Good call. Prince was
good too. Yes.
Yeah, Prince was fucking amazing.
Okay, we've got another one for you. This one's funny.
Cameron Robson with the super chat says, Matt, stop singing that song. You will get stuck. Which the Lamb Chop Play Along song?
Yeah,
or
the song that never
Short
ends.
Stack, Thick Like a Goblin.
Both. Okay, I actually got another one. This is from David Mendoza. Thank you so much for the $5. They Them Beast is the #1 X-Men character. He's like swole, furry,
Beast
Billy
is
the
awesome.
Blue Ranger. I might be
Not to
telling on
mention
myself.
smart as fuck. Smart as fuck.
Yeah.
Beast,
I always
cool.
loved
He's
that he
fine.
was he was eloquent and intelligent and also just like powerful. That's why I always like Beast.
But also, Beast is the equivalent to like the Thing in Fantastic Four in terms of like what they struggle with. they both have the power that doesn't shut off. Like they can't live a normal, like they can't go out undetected because they can't just shut off their power like their teammates can do.
Yeah.
True.
I think this is for you,
Donna
Matt.
Monroe with a super chat. Please clip Matt singing the song that never ends and use it at the end of the show. Yeah, that would be pretty good. Chala Sheen, or Halashin with a
Yeah, I
super
think
chat.
Halashin.
Biden's only shot at winning is if he legalized weed. Thoughts? No, I don't know.
His
I
best
don't
shot
think
is
that'll
running on
matter.
abortion, honestly.
Which he greatly went
Yeah.
out and said he's a Catholic, so he doesn't think all abortion, anything goes is it's good. He said that's what he's running.
Yeah, he
on
said
now.
abortion on demand, which is like a right-wing dog whistle.
Wait, did he?
Right.
What, recently or back in the day?
Yes,
Recently.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, are you?
He actually said
serious?
those words, abortion on demand. Yeah.
The one thing they got going for them, the
Oh
one
my
thing that's their
God.
strength. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he
Just-
have the Ash Wednesday like cross on his forehead and everything?
I didn't see it. I know Laura Ingraham had it on when she was complaining about immigrants, which is like, yeah, I'm sure your God is very, very happy to see that.
No.
I mean,
no,
honestly,
that's really
I think
bad.
the best thing for Biden is when Trump gets out there to the mainstream closer to the election and people start.
I hope
hearing
so.
him again.
Yeah, I really hope so. Okay, we got a follow-up from Nadia Yvette Chambers, $5. Thank you so much. If you wait until they do a floor vote, it'll be too late to have told them not to vote for it in a phone call. Well, what I was saying is that, and I need to see where it's at, so I'm not sure where it is, Nadia. Thank you for the update. I don't know where it's at in committees, if there's going to be a vote for it out of committee. If it passes the Senate, then it's going to go to the House. So there's still time. So I don't want to panic just yet, but it's certainly urgent. So yeah, for sure, I'll look into this and see where it's at because I haven't checked in a while. But thank you for the updates, Nadia. I appreciate it because this is like really urgent. So I'm glad that you're bringing attention to this. Okay, we've got a couple left.
Cameron Robinson with another super chat. Matt, do you like the band Lifetime? Oh, the hardcore band? Yeah, I do. I've seen them live. Jeez, it's been a while though. That must have been, I want to say maybe 15, 20 years ago.
Okay, another one for you.
Toka Oroku with a super chat. Shari Lewis's Lamb Chop. Her daughter took over the role. She did. Someone give her a show then. Put Lamb Chop back on TV. I loved Lamb Chop's play along. It was a great show.
I don't think it would translate well in the modern era.
You had Lamb Chop, Charlie Horse. What was the dog's name? Hush Puppy. And then Shari Lewis. I don't know if there were other characters. Were there other characters? I don't remember.
Do you think kids
Did they
would
ever
like
introduce
that,
a fourth
though?
puppet? What?
Would kids like that? Because I feel like, media is so different now where it's like,
I mean, kids still love Sesame Street, right?
That's true. Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, this one is for me. The Critical Plug. Thank you for the $5. Hey guys, have you heard that new god-awful song for Nikki Haley's campaign? It's so out of touch. It's hilarious. I have not heard this.
Oh, you haven't heard it? It goes like this: short stack, thick like a goblin.
I know
Vote
Matt's
for
new
Nikki
favorite
Haley,
phrase.
folks.
Yeah. Okay, and last one for you, Matt.
This is for me? No, it's not.
No?
No.
That's for David Doel then. Ustanak 199. Thank you for the super chat to David Doel. Can conservatives or Canadian conservatives might try to make a Project 2026? Canadians, stop copying all of the bad things that we do in America. Okay, like Jesus, stop, because we need to be able to flee there when things get bad here. Okay, stop it.
They're gonna make their own Project 2026. Is that
No, they're not. But our next election, in terms of all polling data, is going decidedly, most likely, a conservative majority.
Really?
Right now. So
When does Trudeau have to
it's not
call
good.
an election, Lance?
It depends in if Parliament can't pass a budget. So at any given time, the Trudeau government is propped up right now by the NDP. So the NDP gives them enough votes to pass a budgetary so if the NDP at any point is like, we are not going to pass the next budget because of the fact that like we disagree with whatever policy, instantly that triggers an election because there's a vote of no confidence, and then we'd have an election on the spot. And then 1 month, that Canadian elections are always just 1 month. It's 1 month when it's triggered, and then from start to finish it's over. But yeah, it's going to be a conservative majority as of right now.
Also, do you guys got term limits over there? I feel like Justin Trudeau has been president for like, you don't really?
Prime Minister.
Prime Minister, excuse me. There's no term limit. How long has he been prime minister for?
I think he's going on 8 or 9 years now.
Don't they have to call an election though? Like at a certain point.
You guys got a dictatorship over there? The Trudeau?
We do. Do you know who it is? It's the King of England. It's technically our head of state. King of fucking England.
Right.
Oh, Lance, I'm so sorry. Did you hear the news?
So Trudeau could keep running. He keep running forever.
You know what's okay? So the wild thing about that story about how the King of England could potentially, be in a bad way because of cancer, is that we're about to, I think, change our currency. So if the King of England passed, we'd go through the process of minting all new currency to remove the Queen and put on the King, and then we'd have to do it all again.
Oh, that'd be so funny.
Yeah, we live in a cartoon country.
Wow,
it's not real.
God, that's so stupid. Well, I think that's it.
I got over on Twitch. Hold on, I got 5 community gift subs from Valanova on Twitch. Thank you, Valanova. I appreciate it. Wait, quick question, if you don't mind sharing. What is like a lot of subs on Twitch considered? Like or like the norm for creators? Like what is the average? Do you know?
Per month?
It depends on how large they are. If you're basically like a 200 to 300 viewer, like pretty you're in the top 1% of Twitch. If you are, you're probably looking at between 500 and 1,000 subs. Not enough to not enough to live.
I don't even got that close. I was about to be pumped because I'm like a few subs away from 100.
Wow. But yeah, they take a cut too, right? They take a pretty big cut. That's the fucked up thing about it.
Oh, we got another one. Let me see what this is for. Oh, this is for me, Dog Main. Thank you for the $5. It's about to be a powder keg after the primaries conclude. If Biden's age continues to be a concern, he could step down and let Kamala beat Trump then. I would be shocked if he stepped down before the election. It's not inconceivable to me that like he would step down sometime in his second term, just because, it feels like he's deteriorating pretty quickly, in my opinion anyways. But I couldn't imagine him doing that before the election because I think that would be disastrous because even though I think Kamala would be better than him and she's more competent than him at this point, I don't think that electorally speaking, she would do better than Joe Biden. Just based on like general election polls and whatnot. But, anything's possible. This is the United States. Like crazy shit that you don't expect to happen always happens. Like remember in 2016, Scalia just randomly fucking died just out of the blue. I mean, he was old, but you know what I mean? Like it kind of threw the election into chaos in a sense that it like really made people freak out. Right. So yeah, I don't know. Anything can happen at this point.
Scalia. Wow. That's a name I haven't heard in a couple of years. Want to talk about short stack, thick like a goblin?
My God. Okay.
No, I just have to tee it up. Obviously, it's a name I've heard.
So, do we want to do a triple raid on Twitch?
Oh yeah, look at that! Oh, Lance stayed to the end. Is this the first? Lance, have you ever stayed to the end before?
I did. Well, no, I've done it. I think twice.
Yeah, you've done it before.
This is my third time. I just got a raid from Prime K's, by the way. Thank you so much, Prime K's.
Oh, nice.
Everyone, go check out Prime K's.
I was just gonna say, should we raid Prime K's?
We can do a triple raid.
Lance, how many people you got watching your Twitch channel right now?
81.
Nice.
Right. Wow, I only have 13, so it's kind of embarrassing to raid, but whatever.
I have 52, so not bad. Not bad.
We could raid Carter or actual Jake.
Who's Carter?
He's a lefty. He does like lefty content.
Who's gonna shout us out? That's what I want. I want to react. Someone's gonna.
I want the clout and the thanks.
Not the clout. I
I want to
used
be
to enjoy
welcomed
seeing
as
the
a
reaction.
savior for my 13
If you
viewers.
want to give it to a small streamer who will be very, very grateful and does great stuff, Lotta Glotz is streaming right now, and Lotta Glotz
Who?
teaches
Wait, spell that
language in
for
the
me?
cutest ways. It's
Okay.
LOTTAGLOTS. Lotta Glotz.
What are they? What is it? What do they cover?
She teaches languages, like teaches you like Spanish or English, but she's also
Yeah, but
lefty
is
and
our
in a lot of
audience
political
is our
streams.
audience going to stick around for it? That's the question. Because it's pointless to send people if they're all just going to drop off because it's not similar content they're going to watch.
Well, if you want similar content, then I'd send it to, I don't know, Carter, Actual Jake, maybe. Or
Unless people want us to raid a
Rogan.
lot of glots. What does the audience think? Who should we raid, audience? Give us. We're behind on the stream. I know that, so we got to wait like a minute.
I've never heard of Carter, so I'd like to. Like, it's always fun making new friends.
Okay.
Who's Carter?
Let's do Carter.
Just Carter. That's it. Just Carter.
CARTER.
That's his username. He's got Carter.
He got Carter.
Oh, and I have
Damn.
14 viewers now on Twitch, so we've got to strike while the iron is hot. That's a big group.
All right, let's do it then. Let's raid Carter. Hope we're all sending it to the
All
same
right.
guy.
Bye, fam. Love y'all.
Have a
See
good
you next
night.
Thursday.
Great.
Love you all. Take care.
I don't shut it off yet because we got to raid first before we lose everybody.
Oh, quick. I just shut it. Raid. Okay, I didn't shut it down yet. Okay.